Joe Rogan Podcast. Check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night, all day.
Hey, Mike Maxwell.
What's happening, Joe Rogan?
My man. Good to see you.
It's good to be here.
For anybody who doesn't know, Mike Maxwell is an amazing artist and did not just that painting with Quentin Tarantino in front of it, which is pretty fucking cool, but also the JRE logo.
Yeah,
The
a minute
infamous
ago.
logo. Dude,
Yeah,
that
so
was like,
funny.
how many years ago was that? Like 15 fucking years ago?
Yeah, it has to be. I think you were like on episode 10, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and super fucking random, too. Like, I get the question all the time, like, how the fuck did you do that? You know? And for me, like, my whole, like, art experience has just been, like, make the work, and whatever the fuck happens afterwards is just all bonus, you know?
Well, if the work is great, that works. You know, it's like you have to be discovered. Someone has to find you. But yeah, ultimately, it's about talent.
Yeah, and you know, hard work, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, because that talent really doesn't come. Like, artists so often are like, people are like, I wish I could draw. Like, you're so lucky, like, God-given talent. I'm like, bitch, I work every day and have been grinding at this for 26 years.
There's no God-given talent with art. There's some people have an openness or maybe an ability to see things differently than others, but when it comes to the actual technique and developing that fine hand-eye coordination and the ability to draw or paint exactly what you're looking for, God, that's work. That's work, man.
Yeah, and nothing came easy. Like, I feel like there's some artists and, like, some creative people who they have some, like, inert talent that's in there somewhere, or it's like we have the right brain chemistry to, like, get started, but, like, I'm still improving. 25, 26 years in, I'm still recognizing improvements.
Yeah, I thought that particular one that we just posted a picture of, that was like one of your best ones. That is fucking amazing.
Well, I told you, like, I probably put more time and effort into that piece than anything I'd made previously.
Look at that thing. I mean, that is so sick. That is so sick. And it's like, that is this show.
Yeah, right? And what's funny, like, that piece was really, like, all the components were just separate drawings that I had been, like, compiling.
Oh, wow.
And then it, like, eventually just kind of formed itself. Like, sometimes I just let the work do what it needs to do. Sometimes it's almost like I feel disconnected from it.
Yeah.
And there gets to a point after, like, all the, like, prep work where it's like the painting starts to paint itself. Like, it tells me what it wants.
Yeah.
It's very strange. Like, there'll be a moment where it's like I could feel something's not right. And then, like, I can't consciously think of, okay, well, I need to do A, B, and C. But it's kind of like I sit and wait, and something tells me, right?
It's so crazy that you say it that way because so many people, including authors in particular, they talk about the exact same kind of process. It's like something just comes to you.
Yeah. And I've done a little bit of writing. And I've recognized that in writing, too, where, like, I'm telling a story, and then all of a sudden it's like the characters come to life.
Yeah.
And they start to dictate what's actually going to happen.
Yeah.
It's like it writes itself eventually. But you have to do all that beginning work, like the prep work. Like, you have to get the idea going, and then once you're a certain, like, path in, like, it starts to communicate with you.
I always wondered why that's why Stephen King wrote his best work when he was coked up and drunk. Because he was out of his head.
Yeah,
like
it helps.
He could get away from his own head.
Yeah.
I know that sounds ridiculous, especially to sober people
Yeah.
that don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they don't want to admit that there's a net positive effect of some people with drugs and writing. Hunter S. Thompson is a giant example.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite authors, and it's a giant example. The guy was an inveterate drug user.
Yeah.
He was a fucking complete maniac. He was always drunk. And he wrote some shit that just, to this day, cuts to the core of our society.
Yeah.
Like, he's
one of my all-time heroes. Like, I started reading him when I was in high school. I've read almost everything, I think. I even like the Hey Rube stuff.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people are like he was in his decline. But I remember when that was coming at, like, pretty early internet, right? Like, no social media. But those little articles would pop up, and I still enjoyed it. Like, I love everything that he made.
Well, he, at the end, was gone. He was really gone. And McCumber, so David McCumber, who was his editor, who also co-wrote a book with my friend Tony Anagoni that's one of the great pool books. It's called Playing Off the Rail. It's a really, and for anybody who's a fan of pool, the game, it's an amazing book about a guy whose name is Tony Anagoni, who was a world-class player, who went on the road with a journalist and just gambled across the country.
Yeah.
And did it like a real pool hustler would in the most dangerous, dingiest places, playing against high-level guys for, $10,000 sets and 24-hour joints in New York City. It's an amazing book. Well, McCumber was Hunter's editor, too, at one point in time. And McCumber got him towards the end. There's video of, see if you can find video of Hunter Thompson and David McCumber having a conversation, because Hunter
must have been a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. Never got his stuff in on time. Yeah. He famously would destroy the fax machine because he was supposed to fax his pages to Rolling Stone magazine.
I love that video when he's in the Rolling Stones office and Jan Wenner is like looks like the whole building's gonna fucking burn down. Just panic.
I mean, just try to imagine controlling a guy like that. He can't control himself. But out of that, sometimes something that no one else is capable of writing comes through.
Yeah.
And it was much less so at the end. It got away from him at the end, which it's going to do that. Cocaine and alcohol, it's unsustainable.
Yeah, at that level for that long.
It's unsustainable.
Yeah.
Everybody I know that has done a lot of coke, at the end, they're a mess. It's neurological conditions, all sorts of weird shit happens to them.
Yeah, you can't fry your brain for
you're frying.
that long.
And these guys were frying.
Well, it's the deficiency afterwards, right?
Yeah.
So you've used up all the available dopamine that you have in your brain.
Exactly.
And it's just like, well, fuck it.
I had a friend who was a crack addict who was also friends with my friend who ran a pool hall, but also was involved in recovery and was involved in helping people with recovery. He was
after the fact?
Well, he was helping people that were getting sober, and he wasn't trying to help my friend Johnny. My friend Johnny didn't want to help. He was like, fuck your help.
Right.
I'm smoking crack.
Yeah.
And he was explaining to me the whole dopamine thing. The dopamine and serotonin receptors just get cooked.
Yeah.
And then you're so depressed that you need it just to feel normal.
Yeah, you're always at you're below baseline.
Right.
I kind of feel like I fall into that little category a little bit, to where it's like I'm just below baseline normal, and like a couple like I don't get super excited for shit, but it'll be like something that I'm looking forward to will kind of just get me to baseline, like right around normal. And I sometimes wonder, like, I used to do a lot of LSD when I was a teenager, and I wondered
define a lot.
I mean, we had one summer that me and my boys, it was like every 2 days, twice a week.
How old were you?
16.
Oh,
yeah. But also at the same time, maybe that had some power in the sort of creative aspect too.
Right.
Right. Even if it's just like looking at the world differently, which is just so common with psychedelics. Right. Just kind of gives you some perspective that's so far removed from our normal day-to-day reality. Right. So it's like I think for me it's like, what more am I not seeing? Like what am I missing in my normal reality that maybe exists? But it could be total bullshit. Like, I don't know. It might not have done anything for my creativity, but
it seems to have a profound effect on a lot of people that have experiences, and just they'll talk about like this one. Like, didn't Steve Jobs talk about it? One LSD experience, and just kind of shifted the way he thought about things. Oh, here it is.
With those tiny shorts on, it's fucking great.
This is a document. The crazy walking around with a gun. Can't even understand them.
People screwing after the golf course at night. Lumber thieves, plywood thieves. One of these things in the stomach turn a person around. What can I do? I was behind the fence.
No, I understand.
I couldn't call I mentioned call a cab.
We've got to get seriously busy here.
Okay. She was calling me every conceivable kind of name. You dirty son. You dirty, stupid bastard. I found a hole in the fence.
You flaming asshole.
Yeah, well...
Well, we're an hour away from perdition here.
Well...
Not to mention the first edition.
I don't, I guess, what can I say?
Well, fuck this. We'll probably do better
Look at the
without.
computer.
It's hard to tell.
Look at their computer. I wonder what year this was.
80. This came out in '88, so probably like '87.
When did people first start having computers? When did you have your first computer, Jamie? You're younger.
Mine
than
was
me.
later than that, though. I had like Windows, I think, was our first one. So
In
we
what
had-
year? Like 95?
No, we had whatever Windows was before that.
3.8 or whatever it was?
3.1.
What was? Is that what it was?
When Windows 95 came out, that was a big day.
It was a big day.
Oh, yeah.
I remember.
You could do stuff.
I
CD-ROMs.
I got an Apple computer from CompUSA in 1994.
Yeah, I think I was right around like 97. Big ass fucking thing too.
But my friend Robbie knew what to buy. My friend Robbie, either he worked in computers or his brother worked in computers. So he took me to CompUSA. I had no idea. I'm like, what is this?
My mom, she worked in a computer lab at the community college in San Diego, and she was like one of the first to start using Apple products. Like everything was PC
Oh,
in
wow.
the spot, and she knew like something was like getting ready to pop off, and she was like she had the first iPhone, like early, like those fucking apples that, you know, it looked like a TV from the 80s.
Yeah.
Just weighed 600 pounds.
Yeah.
And actually like got into graphic design early. And that's kind of how I started doing some, because I made art my whole life, but started doing some design, like learning how to actually use the fucking computer. And now, like, I learned...
What kind of programs were available back then?
Photoshop and Illustrator were out, but it was like 1 and 2.
Wow.
Yeah. And she was in there and taught me how to do it. And then, like, I still, like, do graphic design, but it's like, it's from, like, I still use the techniques from, like, 1999.
Wait, it kind of shows you that there's a lot of, like, untapped comedic talent in the tech industry. Because memes were one of the first forms of new comedy
Yeah.
that hit the internet. And it had to be by someone who knew how to work the old school Photoshops.
Yeah.
So you had to have some technical understanding of the programs. You had to view. It was probably people that were using them already. You know, they were graphic artists, and they were like, "Fuck this guy. Let's make a funny meme."
Yeah, because I mean, before that, you had to do everything by hand. It was a lot of
Yeah.
like cut and paste and like
Yeah.
and like different techniques. It was everything was by hand.
When did memes, like really funny memes, first start appearing?
I feel like it has to be like 2000, 99, 2000.
I was
The
just
internet
looking at
meme.
this.
Here-
Richard
oh,
Dawkins'
here we go.
concept, 1972.
Right.
But internet.
That was that book that he had, right? The Selfish Gene.
It's, what was
Wasn't
coming
it
up was
in
that?
that?
That dancing baby was coming up.
Yeah, that. I feel like that's the earliest.
The Dancing Baby was the first.
Yeah, from like a TV show.
Oh yeah, a terrible animated dancing baby. What year was that? Bro, that's the stuff of nightmares. If you're in the woods, you see a dancing baby that looks like that. The Uncanny Valley dancing baby. with those that would be so scary. You imagine if you saw
would
that
have
in
to
the
punt
woods?
it. You would have to punt it.
Bro, you'd have to run. If you kick it, it grabs a hold of you and bites you like a wolverine.
Yeah, but what if it runs like fucking 100 miles an hour?
Well, you're going to find out. At least you'll find out. Actually, if you run, it's worse because then you're tired and it's probably right there watching you. You're just trying to catch your breath.
Yeah.
And you see its
All of a
little
sudden it's
face
standing
peek
on your
behind
chest.
the bush. No. It stays just far enough from you that you think you have to run. If it's really trying to scare you, it doesn't want to jump on you. And once it gets really close for a long time.
Yeah.
For a long time. So
Yeah,
it
that's a
wears
fucking
everything
nightmare.
out. You want to wear it out. Like that's how you do it if you're chasing a person. You don't just run up on them. That just spoils all the fun.
Right. Isn't that like the old school hunters too? Just like chasing a pack of deer for...
Oh yeah, that's why
Fucking
human beings
hours.
can run so long. But that's a different thing. They're overheating them. That's called persistence hunting.
Yeah.
That's why there's so many amazing marathon runners come from that part of the world. Because like these guys have a history of literally running animals to their death.
Right. Which Fucking
Crazy.
who had to figure that out too? Who's like, well, I got 5 miles in me.
Yeah, let me just
Shit, I need 10.
Let me just keep running until this deer stops running. Like, how would you ever think that a deer, you would eventually catch it?
Yeah,
right?
especially if they're so fucking fast.
They're so fucking fast. Like, how would you think that one day that antelope was going to get tired? Like, how would you even have that in your head?
Yeah.
That it couldn't just take a break. It's going to be 300 yards ahead of you like that.
I love
Just
those
take a break,
thoughts.
catch its breath. They didn't even know that it's the issue is the animals don't have sweat glands. So they overheat.
Shit.
Yeah. So we have sweat glands.
And of course, they weren't biologists, so they
Exactly.
also didn't know that either.
Well, that's why we're so weird. We're such a weird animal. And that our bodies really can kind of adapt to different climates and they self-cool and regulate. Like some animals, if they're outside of their climate range, they're fucked.
Yeah.
Like they're in deep shit.
Yeah.
You know? Like Marshall over here. Where are you, buddy? Other side. Oh, he's right here. He's right beside me. We have to, if we're going to exercise in Texas, we have to do it in the morning.
Right.
Or we have to jump in the pool. Because, his body's adapted for cold. He's got this crazy wool coat that he wears everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
It sucks. But for us, man, we sweat. And they figured out, I guess, a long time ago that these animals, if you just keep running after them, eventually they just can't do it anymore. And then they lay down. And then you fucking stab them.
Yeah, that's so fucking wild.
But it made insane runners.
Yeah.
If you're running, the only way you're going to feed your children is if you run after that deer, bro. You're going to become a fucking runner.
And now the evolutionary process is like you go to the Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have you like this on the cover of Wheaties.
It really is interesting because like that's before I started doing jiu-jitsu. Like that was what I was doing. I was running.
Oh.
But it just got fucking boring.
Yeah.
It got boring. And that's when I was like, okay, I got to find something else because
Yeah, that's what most people, the problem they have with the gym. And jiu-jitsu is the opposite of boring. Jiu-jitsu it's one of the most rewarding things in life because it's super hard to do. It's really good for your head. Like jiu-jitsu people in general, like you get dickheads in all walks of life.
Sure.
And female dickheads too. But for lack of a better word, but you get the nicest people. Like for the most part, you get people of character.
Yeah.
Because you have to have character to stick it out.
Yeah.
To be doing jiu-jitsu, if you've been doing jiu-jitsu 8 years, I can 99% sure I can hang out with you.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
You're a dude who's got his shit together.
it's almost like we're like distant family members or something.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. It's like you recognize you've been through this thing.
Yeah.
I started doing jiu-jitsu in 96. So 96, I was at Carlson
How old
Gracie's
were you?
place. I was 29? 29?
Yeah. See, I started at 30.
Yeah.
So like around the same.
Yeah,
time.
around the same time. And I started right after, it was kind of like a year or two after I first saw the UFC. It was right around that time.
Yeah.
And so I started at Carlson Gracie's place in L.A. that was right down the street from the Comedy Store. It was real close to the Comedy Store. And that was when Vitor Belfort he had just fought John Hess in Hawaii,
Yeah.
and he was about to enter the UFC.
And that was that first crew in California from Brazil too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Murillo
And-
Bustamante.
Uh-huh.
There was a whole ton of these guys that came from Brazil.
I think Medeiros was there too.
Mario Sperry was there.
Uh-huh.
I got to train with Mario Sperry, dude,
Yeah.
when I was a white belt.
That's wild.
And he didn't have no idea who the fuck I was because I wasn't anybody. I wasn't famous at all.
Yeah.
And he was the fucking nicest guy in the world, man.
Yeah.
He explained. Mario Sperry explained to us how he got his triangle really good. He would make his girlfriend sit in his guard, and he would just triangle. And she would complain, he'd be like, "Stop. Just let me do this.
Poor
Just let
jiu-jitsu girlfriends.
let me use your body to practice triangles."
I mean, because that's what it takes. It's kind of hard
Really
to do
is.
it by yourself.
I have a dummy, but I don't use it. I have one of them. I used to have a Gracie dummy back home in L.A. and I
Yeah,
have
every gym has one that
another
just
dummy
sits in the
just
corner
there.
and nobody fucking
You really
does it.
want to do it with people.
Yeah.
It's just, the difference between the rolling and the drilling. It's like the people that get really good, they put the shitty work in.
Yeah.
The long drilling sessions, that
Yeah.
boring ass shit.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
I have, because I teach now. And like,
What belt do you know?
I'm a black belt.
Oh, snap, son. When I met you, what were you?
I was probably a purple belt.
How did we meet?
Shit.
I don't even remember how we met because it was so long ago.
Well, it's like, yeah, like I get the
I
question
couldn't even
all the
answer
time.
that question.
That's funny. Well, so my sister worked at the Comedy Store in La Jolla as a waitress. She's a nurse now. And you were doing a show at somewhere downtown at like the Balboa Theater,
Probably.
maybe.
Yeah.
And it was sold out. And I just hit her up and was like, "Hey, do you think you can get me tickets?" Because she knew everybody from the store in La Jolla. And Ari ended up getting a pair of tickets for me. And so I went to the show, whatever.
Did you know Ari already?
My sister was friends with Ari.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know anybody yet. And maybe 2 weeks later, she hits me up and is like, "Hey, can you do a poster for our marquee?" It was Ari, Tony Hinchcliffe, and it was supposed to be Duncan Trussell, but maybe it was Duncan. But regardless, and from what I remember, you must have seen that poster at some point.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then we did the Atlanta 420 show.
Oh, yeah.
So that was probably. I feel like I met you before because I popped in on one of those Ice House Chronicles from back in the day.
Oh, those were fun. Look at that one, man. What a great one.
Yeah, that was the 420 show. So that was 2012.
God damn, time flies, son.
Yeah. And so that ended up becoming the graphic for the logo. We had the microphone.
It's perfect.
Duncan with the little hit of acid on his tongue.
It's the perfect logo. I mean, you fucking nailed it. Now it's everywhere. That's got to be weird.
Yeah, it's fucking strange.
It's on this
like,
mug.
Almost like disconnected from
Yeah,
it.
dog.
Yeah, like of course it's grown. It's like its own thing. But every time I see it, like I know, like I drew that by hand. Like
Wow.
I have the ink drawings still.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking wild. I put stuff out into the world all the time. I have thousands of paintings, thousands of different fucking places. But I mean, more people see this image than guaranteed all the other ones.
Well, more people see that image than anything else I've ever done.
Yeah.
That image is everywhere.
Yeah. It's pretty wild. What a fucking weird trip, right? I mean, I went to the show on Tuesday and you were doing the like Q&A at the end and somebody had asked you about like what your goals are.
Yeah.
And you were like, I don't have any. And I'm kind of in that same routine where like what I was saying, like I do the work, zero expectations. Like what happens will happen and I'm just along for the ride.
Well, I think as long as you put the actual energy into the work, I think, at least for me and you, that's the way to do it. I don't have, like, people, there's a lot of people out there with vision boards. I was talking to Stu the other day. He's got this vision board, and he's got all these goals he wants for his company and goals all he wants for his life and this and that. I'm like, I get it. That probably works too. But for me, I feel like I only want to think about the process. I want to put all my energy into thinking about the process.
Because that's the rewarding part for a creator, right? Like me in the studio by myself painting, I get that clear mind.
Right.
Where it's like, I feel like I fucking meditate 6 hours a day,
just from work.
Every day, just from work. Because at some point in the painting process, like the paintbrush turns into a mantra almost, to where like everything in my mind, just like in jiu-jitsu, like everything shuts off because we're in a hyper-focused like mode of accomplishing a task.
Right.
And that's, for me, painting, all the reward is that.
Yeah.
It's those moments, even when I fucking hate it, because there's plenty of times where I'm like, this motherfucking painting. like I can't get it. Like I know where I want it to go, but it's like, well, first you're going to have to take 35 fucking steps before you can get there.
Right.
And my, like, I know that like the finishing a painting is a little bit like a drug. I don't know if you ever experienced this. Maybe like after getting off stage or something, but it's like there's a little like dopamine reward
when it's done.
When it's complete and done.
You're like, look at that.
Yeah, it's like catching your breath.
Yeah. I used to feel
even
like that
I
with
don't know
sketches. I used to feel like that with drawings. But on a smaller scale, obviously. I think it's the same thing with martial arts. Because, people always talk about martial arts as being a moving meditation.
Yeah.
I think, and if you thought about martial arts, like if you were a white belt and you thought about all the time that it's going to take before you become a black belt, you're like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I can't do this. But if you just think about the process will get you there.
Yeah.
You just have to just only be thinking about this idea, this process of improvement, of dialing it in. And people oftentimes refer to martial arts as a moving meditation, because to do it right, you're kind of out of your own way. Like,
Yeah,
did
you
you ever
have to
do
be.
any? Did you do much striking?
I did a year of Muay Thai. I got punched in the face a lot. I found my brain not functioning quite the same way.
Oh,
and
from
I
getting
even
hit?
Yeah, and I even found myself like getting frustrated, which was stupid.
Right.
Like, to
Like
be
in life?
fair,
Yeah.
well, like in the process of Muay Thai.
Oh, okay.
Like, I had a coach, and this was forever ago, who was kind of a prick, and he had 8 morning students who knew fucking dick, and we were terrible, you know?
Oh, and he wanted to be coaching pros, right?
That's what it seemed like.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
very,
common.
very distant and like phoning it in. And I recognized myself kind of getting frustrated with it. But when I was in jiu-jitsu class, if somebody caught me in something, I found myself laughing.
Interesting.
To where I was like, wow, that, like, I never got frustrated. I never got like down on myself, because I mean, my whole first year, I don't think I tapped a single person my first year. And I was in a tough gym, you know, it was the Noguera gym. And so, like, the whole first year of them being open, it was just like the MMA guys were in there. It was like pros training for, you know, a year or 6 months. And then they opened it up to the public, which is when I got in. And it was just ass whoopings every day. Like, I remember my first class like it was yesterday. Like, when we got to sparring, it was like I just looked at another white belt and was like, okay, let's try. And neither of us knew what the fuck we were doing. And the coach was like, hey, and like grabbed this purple belt, who's now, he owns Del Mar Jiu-Jitsu in San Diego. He came over, he was a purple belt, just this fucking like vanilla gorilla, and hip tossed me.
Oh, no.
And I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, I had no idea what had happened. I was on my back, you know, trying to catch my breath, like, holy shit, what was that? And at that moment, like, I knew I thought I was tough. Like, I thought I had a little bit of toughness in me, and I was like, just a complete humbling experience, but also like encouraging. Like, I feel like it was that singular hip toss like led me to be a black belt.
Interesting. So because it was so overwhelming, you were like, I need to learn that.
Yeah. And I was at kind of like a weird phase, so that was probably like around 2008 when shit seemed to be, it was like a little moment of like everything's going to shit. And like I had this weird feeling
this
of
is like the financial crisis.
Yeah.
This was when the banks collapsed.
Yeah, and everybody's money was weird, and
The
it just,
mortgage collapse thing. Yeah.
And I felt like if shit hits the fan, like maybe I should know how to do something, which is such
Jesus.
a weird, and
That's a crazy thought.
It's fairly abstract. Like, to me, it wasn't like I was like super concerned or like really serious about it, but I had the thought of like, if I need to defend myself, or if I need, and that's why I was running too. Is like, if I need to fucking chase down a deer in, you know, until it overheats, then,
right.
and it ended up just being a little bit of a motivation. And then I just found the joy in it. I always said if I ever opened a jiu-jitsu gym, I would call it fun jiu-jitsu. Nobody steal that. Just because, I mean, I was talking to Zach, your security guard, at the comedy club. And, like, for me, I don't get into street fights. I haven't been in a street fight since I was a teenager.
Yeah, me too.
You know? Like, I've broken up fights more often than I've got into them. And
You know, one thing I do find that's really disconcerting, when fights break out, I don't get nervous.
that's how beautiful is that? I've had that because I remember when fights would break out, your anxiety shoots up, your heart rate.
I get weird if like someone close to me is with me and I'm worried about their danger.
Yeah.
But the fact that two people are fighting, I'm so used to it.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I stopped a bar fight a couple years ago where a group of guys attacked this dude. One of them got a hold of him and he sunk in a guillotine. The guy got taken down right away,
no.
a deep guillotine, like all the way up over the shoulder, you know, like
And was not
tight.
letting him tap?
Was
Not letting him out?
No. And I saw it all sort of kind of unfolding, and I ran up there and I just whispered in his ear, if you do jiu-jitsu, you should probably let go right now. That calm. He like looked at me let go, dude was out cold. I actually grabbed the guy who was out cold and picked his feet up.
That's a great way to handle it, the way you talk to him.
Yeah, and he immediately looked at me like, okay, yeah, I hear what you're saying,
But
and
also,
I'm going to let
like,
go.
this could be the difference between nothing happens to you, you're just defending yourself, and
Yep.
you're going to jail for
Yeah.
a long time because
Yeah.
this guy's dead.
Yeah,
Yeah. Especially if the guy's out, you're still holding on to it.
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it was quick. It was tight. He might not have known he was out, but I mean,
he was probably so jumped up with adrenaline.
yeah,
and
he had his
chaos.
girlfriend with him, and
Yeah, dude, street fights are stupid. They're
so dumb.
And if I see them, I just get the fuck away. But what just weird that I've seen so many people beat people up.
Yeah,
I have seen, like, firsthand, there's probably a tiny percentage of people on Earth that have seen more fistfights in person than me.
yeah. I can't imagine, especially at that close range.
At close range with world-class fighters.
Because when you're at a UFC event, like those fights feel so much more intense and so much more like
Dude, you gotta
visceral
come with
when
me.
you're there.
You gotta come with me to the Apex. The Apex is the place to see fights.
Yeah?
The Apex Center is the UFC's private little auditorium. It's tiny. It only seats like 100 people.
Is that where they were doing the fights during COVID?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw Francis Ngannou versus Stipe Miocic in a small cage with no audience.
That's wild.
It was wild.
Those sounds are sounds you don't hear.
Bro, it was wild.
Yeah.
It was so different because Francis's punches and kicks without all the cheering,
Yeah, to hear that sound.
it's a different thing, man. Because you're experiencing what that fighter's experiencing. You're not getting the pain,
Yeah.
but the thud, the force, that you feel it different.
Yeah.
You feel like through the arena, you feel that small little room, you feel it. And
It's
I
almost
remember
like concussion in the air.
when he collapsed, when he hit him with a left hook and dropped him and then punched him when he was down, I was like, oh my God. It was so different than seeing it in an arena. It was so intimate.
Yeah.
It's like, I always say that it's like the difference between going to see an acoustic concert and going to see a concert in a gigantic arena.
Right.
You know, you go to see someone in a club doing an
Yeah.
acoustic set, like Gary Clark Jr. did an acoustic set. It's different. Like,
Yeah.
wow, this is intimate. This is
That's
cool.
That's why I always like the prelim fights for the few fights that I've gone to.
right.
And it's interesting. I notice myself getting nervous for the fighter, walking, especially that first fight, like first prelim.
Like there's only like 10 people in the room.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, and
weird.
that walkout moment is so peculiar.
Yes. It's
Like-
very peculiar.
And I don't know if everybody else feels it, but it's like I can almost feel their anxiety.
Oh, 100%.
Like as they're walking out.
And some guys, you don't feel that at all. You just feel this confidence, this crazy confidence. That's fascinating too. That guys can get so good and work themselves into a headspace where they like Ilya Taporia. He walks in there like he's already won. He celebrates the night before. He has a celebration dinner with
That's
all his
wild.
friends and family the night before the fight. He walks out there like he has not a doubt in the world. No doubt.
I wonder how much of that comes from everything that he's done so far, like just a supreme confidence.
Oh, it's definitely from that, but
maybe it was there
think-
before.
I think he's touched by the universe. I think there's certain people that have a talent, obviously hard work, obviously discipline, obviously intelligence, obviously great trainers.
Yeah.
All those things are
Yeah.
you can't get past the technique that he has, but there's an understanding of what to do and how to do it and when to do it, and an
Yeah.
ability that's above and beyond.
And I see this all the time where it's like two people who seem like they would be equal
Yeah.
in skills or even just in knowledge, right?
Yeah.
But one of them can completely outshine the
Yeah.
other.
Well, you learn early on in martial arts that it's all hard work, but there's certain dudes that have physical attributes that are just freakish.
Yeah.
They're freakish. Like the first thing that my first introduction to real like high level martial arts was this guy named John Lee. And John Lee was the national light heavyweight champion in Taekwondo at the time, and he was training for the World Cup. And I was leaving with my friend Jimmy. We were coming home from a baseball game. We were coming home from Fenway Park. And we just passed by this Taekwondo school. And I was like, let's go up. We were waiting for the tea. The tea takes forever. It's a train. It's always
Yeah.
packed. Everybody's leaving the baseball game at the same time. It's going to be a mob scene. Let it die down for a little
Yeah.
bit. Let's go check out this Taekwondo class. And as we're walking up the stairs, I hear ka-chunk,
Yeah.
ka-chunk, like this crazy noise, like a thump and then a rattle of chains. That's what I was hearing. And it was this dude practicing a spinning back kick on the bag in his prime. Big, long dude who had fucking ferocious power. He was just bending this bag in half.
Yeah.
And I was 14. And I was like, holy shit. I think I was 15. It was the summer of my 15th birthday. But I changed my life. I was like, I need to learn how to do that. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But then after a while, I realized, like, not everybody can do that. Like, there's guys that are, like, high-level guys that can't do it. That guy can do. That guy had some weird gift. He had a weird power gift.
Yeah. Even sometimes just biology, like how your body is
100%.
shaped.
It's 100% biology when it comes to power. There's, like, if you have tiny hands and slope shoulders and girl hips, good luck. You're not gonna. There's no way you're gonna generate John Lee type power.
Yeah. And that's kind of like, I can't punch to save my life, but I got these long, skinny ass arms. Like, I'll darce the fuck out of you.
Oh, they're perfect
Right?
for jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Long arms and thin arms are perfect for jiu-jitsu because it's all leverage, man. I think one of the best things, most inspirational things that can happen to you if you can handle it in jiu-jitsu is getting mauled by a smaller person.
Yeah.
A person like quite a bit, 30 pounds lighter than you, and just runs through you, and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, it's not about strength at all. It's about skill, knowledge, technique.
Timing is fucking everything.
Timing's a lot, but you have to know what to do with the timing.
Yeah, and you got to be on time.
You have to have technique. But you have to have technique. Your technique has to be sure, because there's some guys, they'll wrap something up and it's like 9 out of 10. Like, you're going to squeeze it, maybe get the tap. But there's other guys, they lock something and you're like, oh, there's no way out of this.
Yeah, this is death.
This is death. Yeah, this is 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like an Eddie Bravo triangle. You get locked in Eddie Bravo's triangle, like, I'm not getting out of this. This is tap time.
I've been wondering, so I play Lockdown a lot, and maybe getting too technical is probably fucking boring. But
that's okay.
I have an extra muscle in my calf.
What?
I have the same muscle in my left calf, but my right one is twice the size. Just a little strand from making that little hook on the shin.
Oh, you're just from jiu-jitsu?
From playing Lockdown.
Wow. Well, you know, you could exercise that. You know, there's a thing called a tib bar. Do you know what that is? This would be really good for jiu-jitsu, especially for people who really love butterfly guard. And it's just good for overall knee stability. I learned about it through the knees over toes guy on Instagram. Have you ever done any of his stuff?
No, but I need to start looking into it. Yesterday.
Really good for knee health and strengthening the knees. And a lot of amazing exercises. But one of the things that he has that he recommends is a tib bar. And so what it is it's like a thing that attaches to your shoe, and you lift weights by lifting your foot upward, by lifting your toes towards your knee, which is an exercise you very rarely get. But it's really good. Yeah, it's really good. And for butterfly guard, that would be it, man, because you could get that motherfucker strong as shit with not just doing butterfly guard, but lifting. Lifting for that, you would, for sure. I always thought like leg extensions, too, that would help in a big way, right?
Yeah.
You know, for the same kind of muscles, the forcing, like the extending the leg.
Yeah, because it feels awkward at first to try to elevate from that position.
Yeah.
Right? Like, especially if your knees are fucked. I'm 16 years in now, and I'm avoiding the heavyweight rolls.
Right.
Like the super tough. Like, I just have to, like, protect myself. And still, like, I never want to stop either. So, like, I want to be able to get in there and fuck around as much as possible, but
you got to pick who you roll with for sure. That's important, especially as you get older. Are you doing TRT or anything like that?
No, I wish.
Why don't you do it? Oh, you son of a bitch! What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean, Mike Maxwell? What does that mean?
I just haven't had a chance, I suppose.
While you're in town, I'm going to hook you up with Wastewell. Okay. How many more days are you here?
I leave tonight.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
What time tonight?
9.
Oh, yeah, we could do that. We can make it happen. We'll make it happen. I'll make a call as soon as we get out of here, and I'll have you go over there right before you take off.
Yeah, because shit has gone pretty south.
You should get blood. At the very least, if you don't do anything, you should get blood work. Get blood work, find out where your hormone levels are at.
Yeah.
How is your diet?
It's not bad. Like, I eat pretty good. I actually cut out sugar this year. Like,
big impact?
Humongous.
Isn't it crazy?
Humongous.
You're poisoning yourself.
Yeah. And it's just like, like what I was saying, like being that like slightly lower than baseline, like
Yeah.
sugar gives you that little dopamine like fix
Yeah.
that is like, okay, I feel
Right.
good now. And so like I had a little soda habit, which I mean, there could be fucking worse things, but
There's a lot worse
But
things.
maybe not though. You know, like sugar is pretty fucking bad for you.
Well, it's
I
also
lost
so
I lost
addictive.
15 pounds like
like that. Isn't
yeah.
that crazy?
Yeah, it's so stupid.
It's so crazy how many people are just down in that stuff all day long.
All day long.
Yeah.
And it's just eating you from the inside.
Well, you can see it in their body.
Yeah.
You can see it in their body. People. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. I put my foot on Marshall. I forgot he was there.
I mean, you see it with kids. I mean,
Oh, it's terrible for kids. It's so bad. It's so bad for everything. You know, but in moderation, it's okay. But the problem is human beings are really bad with moderation of things that are literally designed to be addictive.
yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's so
And
hard.
I'm a creature of habit to where it's like I build a routine
course.
and then I stick to that fucking routine.
Yeah.
And if that includes, you know,
Sugary drinks.
sugary drinks and a fucking ice cream at night, whatever, like it's going to be there.
I know, and especially if you're putting in the work, if you're working hard and you're working out, you're like, I deserve it. I deserve
Yeah.
to poison myself.
Yeah. Be like, it's balance.
There's times like I'll come home from the comedy club and it's late and everyone's asleep and I'm like, fuck it, I'm eating cereal. You know, I just
I mean,
I'm
you're
just
an adult, you get to choose.
every now and then, and I always feel terrible after I do it. I'm like, why did you do that?
Yeah, all those ideas that sound so great, and you just build up a beautiful idea, and then you get done, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
The only
is
time
wrong
I
with me?
feel good is if I come home and I'll cook a steak. I do like that. Like I'm gonna take a whole hour to make myself a meal, even though it's 11:30 at night and I'm tired. I'm gonna take a whole hour and make myself a meal and have the discipline to not eat any garbage before that. Because
Yeah.
when you're tired, you make the worst dietary decisions.
Yeah.
There's a part of you when you're tired. I forget what it's called. I forget what there's actually like a thing that happens where you are impulsively going to go towards things that are bad for you.
Yeah.
You're impulsively going to go towards potato chips and ice cream and candy and bullshit because you're fatigued.
And there's convenience, right? Like,
It's not just that. If there was a fucking home cooked meal, like mashed
Oh, yeah.
potatoes, green beans, a beautiful like half chicken that was cooked on a grill, or ice cream, you might take the ice cream if no one was around.
yeah.
You know, you
for
might
sure.
you might grab a Kit Kat bar. You know,
That's
you for sure. If there was a bowl of chips, just an inviting bowl of like Ruffles,
Yeah.
sitting there, you're like, I'm gonna grab a couple of Ruffles.
And that's that weird dopamine thing. Our brain rewards us somehow, and then it fucks with us later.
But you know what the thing is? The reward is not worth it. It's not a good reward.
Yeah.
Like it's not like an orgasm. It's not like the completion of a project. It's
Yeah.
not like the accomplishment of some great goal. The amount of whatever rush in your brain that you get from eating a shitty potato chip, it's not that much.
Yeah.
For what it does to you. But if I eat a bag of Ruffles, I feel like shit for 5 hours.
Yeah, for sure. I started, it came from a time place where I was really poor, and I tried to figure out, like, what's the least amount of food I could eat in a day and still survive, right?
Oh, boy.
And what I started to do was, like, do little fastings during the day. So, like, I'd wake up, get a coffee, and not eat until, like, 5. But then I started realizing that I felt good doing that, you know? Like my body started feeling better. And now I pretty much do it regularly now, even though, like, I have money to get food. I would just wait. And I found myself actually getting pleasure from the pain of
Interesting.
starvation. Like, I started to like the feeling of being hungry.
Really?
At a certain point.
But how hungry are we talking about? This is like a 24 hours in, or how many hours in?
No, it's like, so I would basically eat one meal at like 5:30.
Okay.
So no food all day, except, you know, I'd have some coffee with a little bit of half and half in it, so some fat and drinking water, of course, or maybe like eat like a fucking banana or something. And I my body just felt great. To where, like, before, I was probably eating something shitty in the morning, feeling shitty
Yeah.
until noon, eat some other fucking shitty thing. You know, as a young person, you just do whatever the fuck you
Well, your
want.
body will get adapted. I mean, that's why that whole intermittent fasting thing is interesting, right? Because you're making your body digest food all day long. Like if you're eating all day long, your body, your digestion system never gets a break.
Well, I started thinking like even like, back to chasing the fucking deer. Like our bodies used to have to go hunt.
Oh yeah.
To get something to eat. So this idea of like waiting, 8 hours, 6 hours before eating anything from waking up, like it started to feel natural for me.
Well, it is natural as long as you're eating natural food.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So if you're eating processed foods and a lot of bread and a lot of pasta and a lot of stuff that human beings have made, especially like our American bread, your body's accustomed to a lot of sugar. Your body's accustomed to those complex carbohydrates just pouring into your system all day long, and you're using those as a fuel source. If you are subsisting off of fat and protein and meat and like avocados and you're eating healthy food, your body is working off a lot of ketones. Your body it's making its own glucose through gluconeogenesis from the meat, and it's also running off of ketones from the fat. It's a way more efficient way of doing it. And when you do that, you don't get nearly as hungry. You don't have that feeling, that awful feeling. When I was eating a lot of carbs, and if I would go like 4 or 5 hours without eating, I would start getting fucking famished.
Yeah.
You don't get famished when you eat only meat. It stops. You get hungry, but it's totally manageable.
Yeah.
Just that alone, I love. The not requiring food. Like I can go, sometimes I won't eat breakfast. Sometimes I'll work out. I won't eat breakfast. I'll come here. I'll be here all day. And the first meal I have is dinner.
Yeah.
And I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm literally fine. Like it's not bothering me. And it's only because my body's adapted to not eat processed shit.
Yeah, because it's different if you feel like you're going to throw up or pass out because you haven't fucking eaten in
That's
6
people
hours.
that eat a lot of fucking glucose.
Yeah.
People that are eating a lot of carbohydrates, a lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
Your body needs fuel. You get low blood sugar and you start feeling like shit.
Yeah.
And like you got to get something in you.
Well, I noticed as soon as I started doing that, like the stored fat, like in my like little love handles or whatever, like immediately just it was like the body's like, okay, I got to use this shit now.
Yeah.
And burn it up. Just complete body change. And mentally, I felt so much better.
Yeah, people that fast, and I've never fasted for more than 24 hours, but people that fast for like 3 days, they all talk about how great they feel at the end. You feel euphoric and incredible, and like you have so much energy. I'm like, that sounds nuts. It sounds like you'd be fucking dying.
Yeah, because I do get miserable sometimes of like,
yeah,
like I could just eat a fucking steak.
I hold it off. I hold off the idea of fasting because like I make all these excuses for myself. Like, oh, I've got to do my show. It's important. I can't be out of it.
Yeah, and that's for me. I don't have any like stringent routine of like I'm not allowed to fucking eat something. It's just the routine that I've got into now to where it's like I just sit down and work. But that kind of probably helps a little bit too because of that mind state of like I don't really when I'm in the mode of painting, like I don't have to go to the bathroom. I'm not hungry.
Do you drink coffee or anything while you're doing that?
Yeah. I drink espresso during the day, or like I get a quad espresso, and then it just kind of lasts most of the day, till like noon or whatever. And that keeps me kind of on the level, I suppose, because there is some fat in there, and like the caffeine obviously helps.
Yeah,
with the
it's a little something.
Yeah.
Yeah, caffeine helps with the hunger, but I think that what you're saying is the focus is probably the big thing. That you're just so locked into what you're doing that you're not even.
Yeah, it's like I'm not even in my body anymore. Like the body is separated from the mind in some way.
That thing that you were talking about earlier, that is such a weird thing. Where it feels like whatever you're working on just sort of takes over.
To me, it's something subconscious because, like, the way I look at jiu-jitsu or painting or any real art form as creative problem solving. So for me, all of those things, like, it tickles the same part of my brain to where I'll ask myself questions. Like, and it tends to be like you have to ask yourself the right questions. Like I've had I don't know how to fix a car to save my life, but I've had to fix some shit to where I'm like, what should I do here? Or like, you'll just try something, but it's almost like a subconscious voice. Like I was saying, how the painting will kind of tell me how to where to go next, to where I don't know an answer, but somehow I come up with it. right? Just by kind of asking my brain, what should we do here? And it's always like fascinated me that it's like my brain comes up with solutions to these problems by, running some computation of like, well, if we did this, this will happen. If we did that, this will happen. Mm-hmm. And I'll come up with ideas that are like I don't have, that aren't conscious ideas or thoughts that seep in from some depth in my brain that it's like it's not my control. It's not like a brag.
Right.
It's like some way of thinking that I can get solutions to problems that I don't know the solution to.
Right,
yet.
and you don't feel like those solutions are yours.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah, it comes from somewhere else. I like to think of it as like some part of my subconscious or some part of the brain that I'm not accessing in conscious reality that is coming up with answers. But I'm amazed by it all the time. Like if you've ever had like a light that wasn't working in your house, right? But if you like flip the switch 3 times and then like turn the fucking heater on, somehow the light comes on. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like you figure out these ways to accomplish a task or figuring out a solution to a problem. And for me, I feel like with painting and jiu-jitsu or now anything, like I remember I pinched a nerve in my neck, like bad, to where it's like I couldn't even sit up. And I was like, how the fuck am I going to get out of bed? And just ended up like picking my leg up, hooking my arm behind my leg and doing like a jiu-jitsu thing to like sit myself up because I couldn't like actually sit myself up. And I was like, I've never done that before. That's so fucking strange. But like my brain just told me to do that.
Well, that makes sense, though. You know how to use your body from jiu-jitsu, and this would be a way to get up without using your abs.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's all kind of like fixing a fucking car. Like I don't know what I'm doing, but this seems to be like my brain telling me, maybe try this, And with all of these processes of, martial arts and painting, just some creative problem-solving aspect of the brain that's almost separated from...
Yeah. And gets nurtured with use.
Yeah, it builds.
Yeah.
It gets strong.
Well, this is what Pressfield talks about when he talks about summoning the muse. Did you ever read the book, The War of Art?
I haven't.
I've got a copy. I'll give you a copy of it.
Okay.
He gave me a box of them because I used to have a box of them on the desk in the old studio that I'd hand out to people. But it's a short read, but it's an amazing read on this concept of the muse and that like treating this thing like you're a professional. You're going to show up at this time and you're going to summon the muse and you're going to do it with sincerity. And if you do that and you show up every day, it'll work. Yeah, and it really does.
That's what I do. Yeah. That's exactly. I mean, I live that. Like I get up, get coffee, I go to the studio. And I'm there until it's time to leave. Then I go teach at night, and then I repeat the whole process. Yeah. And it's joy. Like, there isn't a lot of, like, I probably have a bit of a short attention span to where, like, things can get fucking boring.
But obviously not painting.
No. I leave after a long day, and I feel myself feeling guilty that I'm not still there.
Wow. You see, that's why I have a problem when people use that term ADHD. Because I think about myself as a boy, and I'm like, I know they would have fucking diagnosed me. If I had the wrong parents, I know they would have diagnosed me, and they would have brought me to a doctor who would have put me on some fucking medication, and it would have ruined whatever weird quality that I have that lets me focus on things intensely. Yeah. They want to pretend that everybody has to be the same thing. Like, everybody can't be the same thing. We're all wired different. Yeah. I'm not wired normal. I'm wired, like, if what you're saying is boring, I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah, how the fuck do I get out of here now?
I know some people that are going to, well, so what are you going to do about that, Fred? They can have the boringest fucking conversations all day. I literally feel physical pain when I'm being bored. But if I find something that's really interesting, I can lock on. Yeah. And when I lock onto that, I have no problem paying attention.
And that's a fucking superpower.
I think so. And I think they're fucking kids up, man. And I think there's a lot of lazy parents that don't want to deal with this extraordinary child that has this weird thing that you haven't harnessed. Yeah. And you're putting that kid on fucking speed. They're putting him on Ritalin and shit.
Yeah. They were going to try to give me Ritalin when I was a kid. And, I wasn't a spazzy kid. I was bored as fuck by what like whatever they were
Of
trying to do in
course.
school.
You're an artist.
Yeah.
But no one can recognize that. It's almost like they want to pretend that is not a real option for a human. But why are there so many artists?
No, I know.
Like, what are you saying? How is that possible that you want everybody to fit into this fucking square peg? How is it possible that you're teaching and a kid comes along and he's bouncing off the wall, but that motherfucker can play video games like an assassin? I go, okay.
Yeah.
Clearly, there's something going on with the video games that you're not providing him in the real world, and his ability to excel at video games shows he's extraordinary.
Yeah.
It's just about focusing that.
Yeah.
If you take some little girl who just wants to talk to her friends and joke around in class and you fucking medicate her, she could have probably been an amazing artist. Maybe she would have found a subject that she just, like some kind of a science subject she locks onto, and now all of a sudden that thing doesn't exist anymore. It's not like she's scattered all. No, she's just bored.
Yeah.
What you're
Yeah.
doing is boring. Your
Yeah.
class is fucking boring. You have uninspired teachers who are underpaid. No one gives a fuck about them. They're basically babysitters.
Yeah.
And you're bored. And because the teacher doesn't want to deal with you being bored, they tell the principal tells the doctor recommends another doctor, and then little Billy is sitting there in
Like a
this
fucking
fucking
zombie.
doctor's office, and then they pop him full of Ritalin. I had Henry Rollins on the podcast once, and he's telling me they put him on Ritalin when he was a little kid.
Yeah.
He said he was just fucking like all day long. I'm like, God damn, man. That's so nuts.
Yeah, I remember seeing those kids too.
Yeah.
They just like fucking spun out.
And now they're all on Adderall, man.
Yeah, and that's fucking maybe.
Bro, there's a ton of young kids out there in the world that do not have a problem, and they're on Adderall because it helps them concentrate. It helps their scores for college.
Yeah.
100%. I guarantee it. There are kids out there in high school right now that are popping Adderall all the time so that they could do better on tests, so they could do better in college.
And then they're taking Xanax to come down off the fucking Adderall. Like, so terrible. So fucking terrible.
It's fucking terrible. And, you know, these pharmaceutical drug companies are just vampires.
Yeah.
This is what you need. This is what you need, Mike.
Seeing the fucking commercials, like, during your show.
Don't you want to be happy? Don't you want to dance in a wheat field with your child? Don't you want to go to the barbecue?
Yeah, actually, I
Look,
do.
everyone's at the barbecue. They're happy.
Everybody's
You're
happy.
not happy.
Yeah.
Don't you want to go to the barbecue?
Yeah.
Those
Versus
things-
finding the thing that is actually going to bring you joy.
Yeah. My friend Hassan Ahmad has a great bit about it. I don't want to give it up, but it's a great bit if you ever see him at the Mothership. Did you see him?
I caught the very tail end of his set when I got there.
He's got a great bit about
Great guy.
Pharma. He's great. He's a funny dude too. He's been my friend since he was a door guy at the Comedy Store. So it's so interesting to see him like from a very raw beginner.
Yeah.
You know, to where he is now.
I mean, you've gotten to see a lot of that, right?
oh yeah, yeah.
all
I
the
got to see
guys
with
that were
Ari and Joey and Duncan, all those guys. Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Oh, it's been
Even
amazing.
seeing how the comedy scene has kind of started to flourish here and kind of like build it, like that little 6th Street way there is pretty wild.
Oh, dude, there's 5 full-time comedy clubs
Yeah.
right there.
I hung out with my buddy Roy yesterday, and I feel like I met like 4 or 5 comics just like standing around figuring out what we were gonna do.
It's the hub, and it's also, this is the most important thing, it's the hub for development of young people. It gives young people a real pathway, a real possibility. And we set it up that way on purpose. Like, this is the idea. It's like, you cannot have a sustainable comedy community without new members.
Yeah. Yeah. I find a little envy in that. Like, that's a little tougher in the, like, visual arts world, is because we're so fucking isolated. We're not, like, hanging out at the same spots all the time. And it's like, that's how things used to be. Like, back in the day, like, the artists would all go to the same bar after they were done working for the day. And
Right,
there
like
was
have an artist neighborhood.
Yeah,
And,
and
like
now
LA had a
it's-
bunch of neighborhoods where a lot of artists live together.
Yeah, I mean, LA is a little bit different from, besides New York, than the rest of the art world. It's like, if you're not in one of those 2 or 3 hubs, like you're kind of isolated. Mm-hmm. You're like outside of that realm, and we don't have that opportunity. I really like enjoy that aspect of the comedy community, To where it's like you see everybody meeting up, like they see each other every day, they hug, they
Yes.
talk over shit, they can like
Yeah.
kind of workshop stuff with each other. Like having that ability is or like that community in that aspect is
it's
so powerful.
so nice. It's so nice. And so when you were there, it's like a perfect setup. Like Shane Gillis was there, Ron
Yeah.
White was there, Brian
I got to talk with
Simpson.
Ron for a while.
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's the best. He's such a fucking character.
Yeah, so
Tony
funny.
was there. It's so we have this beautiful community, but it's also like the young people. The young people coming up, they're good, man.
Yeah.
They're good and they're hungry and they're focused and they realize that there's a real pathway. So because we set it up so we have 2 nights of open mic nights, which is really important.
Yeah.
Like you have to have chances for people to get on stage for the first time and just chances to just develop.
Yeah.
You just got a few minutes. You go up there, you tell a couple of jokes, try it again next week. Try it down the street. Try it over here. Try it over there. And if you want to do it, if you really want to do it, there's a bunch of people that are also doing it here. So there's like a great community. And it's pretty fucking positive, man.
Yeah.
Everybody's pretty, instead of being cutthroat and backstabby, everybody's real supportive. They're like,
Big
hey,
difference from LA, right?
Big difference.
Like I noticed just the sort of like every interaction I had while I was here for just 3 days just felt so genuine. Like not like somebody's trying to get something from you.
They're
or
regular folks out here.
everybody just seemed
Yeah.
like so laid back and chill and
They're
like, still
they're
focused.
regular humans. What
Yeah.
we were dealing with in Los Angeles was some amazing people. I miss there's a
certainly.
lot of amazing people in LA, but the overall vibe of the city was a vibe of you were trying to stand out from everybody else and get famous.
Yeah. You
That
could
w-
feel it.
you'd
You
feel
could
it.
feel it.
Yeah, you could
Because,
feel
I mean, growing up in San Diego, like, I spent a lot of time in LA. Like, I could sense the feeling of, like, everybody. Like, it felt like everybody was trying to do something.
Yes.
Like, every single person you saw on the street was up
Yes.
to something.
And then it got real weird when reality TV came along because you didn't have to have
Yeah.
any talent. So it used to be you wanted to be an actor. And people
Yeah.
that didn't have any talent in acting, you couldn't convince them otherwise. They thought they could do it. Everybody thought they could act because acting is essentially just talking. It's just pretending to talk when, you know, like you know
so
the
many
words.
people do it so badly.
So bad, but they don't think they do, right? So it's
Yeah.
but it's a thing that you can't discern. In a way, it's a little bit like comedy. Like you see a guy like Ron White tell a story on stage, and it's so effortless and hilarious that you think, oh, he's not even trying. I can do that. I tell stories.
Yeah,
My
no,
stories
you
are good
don't.
too. And you think you could go do it because you don't understand what's actually happening.
Yeah.
It's just confusing you. It's tricking you.
Well, that whole routine, like, the idea of, like writing a monologue seems so obscure to me. Like, I feel like I can be funny in a scenario where it's like people are talking and you have something to bounce off of.
Yeah.
But to get up there and do a monologue by yourself, like that, it feels so alien to me.
To you because you're smart, but to a dumb dude who sees that, he's like, I could do comedy. And
Yeah.
so there was all these people that were just looking at comedy and also looking at acting as a pathway to getting attention.
Yeah.
And then it really got fucked with social media. So when I was leaving, but like a year or two before I left, I was already thinking about leaving. I was like, I got to get out of here. And then I remember I was at a steakhouse and these people were there and people were taking pictures of them. I'm like, what is this? And someone said, I don't even think it was a TikTok influencer. I think it was a Vine influencer. They're like, this is a Vine influencer. I was like, what does that mean? Like, what do they do? And it's like, oh, they dance. They dance around and like people are here to say, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, this is nuts. So it became another way that you could get famous. You could just get famous by doing pranks or being obnoxious or, you know, taking your clothes off and yelling in traffic. Like, and so everybody was just trying to get famous. When you get out of there, you come to a place like Austin, there's this relaxation because they're just people.
Yeah.
All that's gone. No one here is trying to get famous. It's very rare that someone's trying to get famous. And then if you can insert a comedy community there that really values the process and the results of the art, that's what we're really all about. We're really all about killing. All that other stuff comes. The reason why Shane Gillis is the #1 comic in the world is because he works hard and he's really fucking funny, and the process yields an amazing result.
And
the
he seems
amazing
so sincere.
super sincere. But the point is, like, he doesn't give a fuck about fame. Like, he's not trying to get famous.
Yeah.
I know him.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not something that happened. Like, we were joking around. He goes, bro, fame sucks. Like, we were in the green room the other night talking about how much fame sucks in some ways. I'm like, you can handle it. You'll be fine. You're going to handle it.
Yeah, it's
But
such a different experience. Like, as a painter, like, nobody really fucking knows what you look like. Most
They do
of
now,
the time.
bitch.
Yeah,
They do now. Oops. Oops, I spilled coffee. Oh, shit. Not much, luckily. I was almost out.
But there's some, like, sense of stress to that.
For sure.
I mean, I've even experienced it
gets
a little
weird.
bit with, like, hanging out with you a couple times of, like, people coming up, and I'm like, fuck, this is so weird. Like, why do people act like this? Like,
They
around
don't know
celebrity.
how to act. They
Yeah.
get weird. But that's the thing also that people like about being famous. They want people to be uncomfortable around them. They want to be extraordinary without even trying.
Yeah,
You know, it's a weird thing, man. It's a weird thing that has existed with royalty. You know, it's kind of the same thing. It's like this desire that people have to be exceptional and stand above everyone else for almost no reason. And the fame thing in Hollywood was the thing that was holding the art form of comedy back too, because there was this velvet prison that existed. That if you were a good boy or a good girl, and you drew between the lines and you didn't say anything too crazy, you could get a sitcom or you could get a TV show. You could.
I mean,
host
I've seen
the
that
Tonight Show.
where people just, like, people who want to be actors take that comedy route.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
do,
and you
but
could see
also really good comics tone their shit down. They don't say what they actually think is funny anymore.
Yeah.
They say what they think they can get away with and still get a TV show.
Well, that's something that I noticed at the show of, like, having everybody's phones in the Faraday bags or whatever those are, like, allows people to be a little bit more honest and
It does.
and direct, or, like, really say what they want to say.
And more importantly, it allows the audience to totally lock in.
Yeah.
Because for a
True.
lot of these people, it's the only 2 hours of their whole life where they're not going to be on their phone.
No, I know.
Other than sleeping. You know, when you're locked in and you're at a live show, it's so fun. It's so good. It's the correct move for everybody. It's a correct move because, of course, everyone is working on new material, and you don't want to get released before it's done because new material takes forever.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like it'll take months for a bit to, and sometimes it sucks at first, or it's offensive. Like something's wrong with that. And
Yeah.
I gotta figure out a way that people are not mad because
Yeah.
that's not what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And you could figure it out, but it just takes a bunch of different iterations. And if someone fucking videotapes it and puts it up, it's
Yeah.
like they did with Louis C.K. when he first came back. It screws up the whole process. It's like you're ruining that for literally millions of people because it's eventually going to get on Netflix and people are going to see it, but it's going to take time. It's not a simple process, and we have to do it in front of people
That's the interesting thing about that art form too. Like, you got to work shit out
and in front of
like,
humans.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not. It's. I'm sure what like the writing process in your head feels so much different.
Yeah, there's a lot of processes. There's the on-stage writing process, there's the writing process in your head, and there's the idea process, which is the trickiest one. Because the most difficult thing with comedy really is coming up with a subject that's actually interesting to you,
Yeah.
where you really find humor in it. And if those are the ones, when I can really find humor in something, like that's the ones that I dig into the most, because I'm enjoying the shit out of the whole process of
Yeah.
uncovering all the ridiculousness. But it has to be something where I'm like, what?
That's how it is with painting too. Like, I'm entertaining myself first,
Sure.
and then hopefully that connects with people somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's all together. I think tattooists are like that. I think
Yeah.
musicians are like that. I think it's the Miyamoto Musashi quote. Once you understand the way broadly, you see it in all things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
It is beautiful because I think you probably see it in the other things that you do. You see it in your art. You see it in jiu-jitsu. And there's people out there that they're seeing it in writing. They're seeing it in sculpture. There's a thing, whatever it is, that allows you to get really good at the thing that you love. That thing takes over while you're doing it, and you're almost not there anymore. You're almost like a passenger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when you know you hit the good spot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I'm a big Bukowski fan,
Me
and
too.
on his gravestone it says "Don't try." Like, that's the insignia, and then it's like a pair of boxing gloves.
Another guy, famous drunk.
That's
right?
all of my favorite writers are self-destructive. I don't know why, but they are.
Oh, I found this the other day about Hemingway. Hemingway always thought that the FBI was trying to get him, and apparently they actually were.
Really?
Yeah, they actually were. He thought that he was. Here, I'll send this to you, Jamie. You saw it?
I saw it was like a meme going around the other day.
Oh, here it goes. The FBI investigated Ernest Hemingway for decades, with surveillance beginning in the 1940s due to concerns about his activities in Cuba and his associations with individuals suspected of communist ties. While initially dismissed as paranoia, it was later revealed that Hemingway's fears were grounded in reality, and the FBI did monitor him, even tapping his phones and intercepting his mail. The surveillance continued throughout his later years, including his time in the hospital, and may have contributed to his mental anguish and suicide.
Damn.
Yeah, you can't fucking. What about booze?
Yeah.
You got
And
drank
severe
every
depression.
day. Severe depression. 42 to 74, they studied him. What'd you learn?
That's wild.
What
But
crazy.
that's that thing. There's that there's a meme or like somebody saying that you have to beware of the artists because they associate with everybody. You know, like they're not just locked into like an upper class society. Like they're like even like where I was staying, like I made friends with like 3 or 4 homeless guys just out on the street that I just kept seeing around town from being around, you know? Like we associate with everybody. There's no like hierarchy of class.
Well, I think if you really want to be open, like really open, you have to encounter a lot of different kinds of humans.
Yeah.
You know, if you really like, especially if you're a comic, because you want to, or a writer, if you want to understand people, you have to interact with them.
Yeah, because especially as a writer, like you only have your own experience.
Yeah.
If you just write your own experience, it's just going to come off as like every character is you.
Exactly.
Like
How
to
would
put
you
yourself in the head of somebody else is
Yeah.
like you have to be open.
Yeah, you have to be.
And have like a certain form of empathy.
Right.
To even understand how somebody else feels.
But that's why there's the contradiction of the star comedian. Like that's where things get weird. Like the star comedian, because if you're a star and everybody's treating you like, oh, Jerry Seinfeld's here,
Yeah.
take the pictures, like you're walking the red carpet, and you're like, you got to be down with the people. You got to be in the nitty gritty.
Yeah, you got to find some trenches somewhere.
You better figure out the trenches, because if you don't, and I think if you think about like my favorite comedians, they were all self-destructive too.
Yeah.
All of them. Richard Pryor, lit himself on fire. Like that's about as self-destructive as it gets.
Yeah.
Kinnison, cocaine and alcohol. Hicks, lots of drugs, and then cigarettes till he got pancreatic cancer.
Yeah.
They were all at least some way fighting some fucking thing inside their head.
Yeah. It makes me wonder like how much of it is like maybe that empathy is too much. Maybe you feel too much. You know, and you gotta kind of numb it.
There's just the stress of the job itself.
Yeah,
Like
especially when you find success,
right,
because you got to keep that.
you got to also still be putting out new stuff.
Yeah.
So you got a chance to see me. This is all new stuff. All right, this is stuff that it wasn't on my Netflix special. So it's all in development. It's all like, and that process it's fun. I love it. Don't get me wrong. But like before I go on stage, I'm amped up. I'm pacing. I'm moving around. I'm listening to Nas. I got some music playing. I'm getting my dance on. I'm having an espresso. I'm fucking breathing. I'm like, I want to get ready.
That's why I always feel a little awkward in the green rooms. Like I don't want to be too like I'll be like, hi,
Nah,
okay.
Listen, you're cool in the green room. You know how to handle green rooms. There's some dudes that are a real problem.
Yeah.
Some dudes that start telling really terrible stories in the green room, and you're like, oh my God, this is so boring. We got to get them out of here. But the green room is supposed to be just for comics, you know, and sometimes people will bring in people that are not supposed to be in the green room. And like,
I was actually telling a story about that yesterday when we were all at the American Comedy Co. in San Diego when Doug was doing that, Doug Benson was doing the Chronic Con documentary. Do you remember that?
not really.
It's a fucking long ass time ago. But some guy came in who, I don't know, like a fucking investor or like somebody associated.
Oh, he was coked up, right?
I don't know. But he grabbed a Bud Light bottle as though it was a bong. He was like, "Where's the weed?" And like he was gonna like smoke a bong load out of this Bud Light beer bottle. Dropped the bottle, broke it everywhere. Like made a fucking scene. Everyone's like, "What the fuck is this guy? Like, what is going on?" Like just the like way that people will act so fucking strange when they feel like, almost like they have to perform. but their performance is horrible.
Well, I don't think it's that. I think that guy was on drugs, I think.
Maybe.
And then also I think they get
It's in
anxious.
the documentary.
They get anxious, right?
Yeah.
People just get weird. They don't know what to do.
Yeah. We're fucking strange.
There's a lot of fucking people that are barely keeping it together out there, dude.
Sometimes I think that's me, but just barely hanging on, you know?
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine. But I think every artist feels like that.
Yeah,
Every artist feels like is one thing that they could do one day that's going to ruin their fucking life. They're always like that close to just. It's all just like this keeping it together thing that you have in your mind, you know. And you have to have some process that you do that keeps you on the work and not on the self-destructive path.
Yeah.
Because if you're a person that like maybe has a drug issue and you're fighting that off, and as long as you work all the time, like you're cool, like you're good. But then if you wake up late that one day and you're like, gosh, just fucking one hit, I'd be good with just one little fucking woo, just a little tipsy. I could stop. In the beginning, I was only doing it every now and then.
Yeah.
You know, I can just go back to just like moderation. I think it's good. You know, it really gives me a little pep up when I need it.
Addiction is
Maybe
a
your doctor
motherfucker.
gives you a little Adderall. Like, the Adderall's good, but 2 pills is better. 3 pills is really, I get so productive. I think I'd get my company off the ground if I could just really concentrate with these 3 pills.
Yeah. And then you're fucked.
And you're fucked. So it's like, it's this balance that we all have, and it's not just artists, it's just people in life. It's this balance.
It's like dealing with insecurities. Whatever the insecurity is, you could fucking mask it with, you know, some drug or alcohol or whatever. Or you could lean into it and be like, okay, I feel this way. I accept that. What can I do?
I think the problem is the term insecurity. Because, like, good Lord, everything is insecure. Like, the secure things, a lot of secure things are really boring. I mean, these secure things that are awesome, you know?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of that's not what it is. It's uncertainty. Uncertainty is what freaks you out. The options that are possible, the things the possible results, the variables, all the different things.
Yeah, and that's going to handcuff plenty of
people.
people.
But you got to learn how to handle that.
Yeah.
You know, I used to, when I was teaching martial arts, I taught a lot of kids, and I had a lot of kids compete in tournaments. I really loved doing that.
Yeah.
I really loved it when they really got into it and they got better, and I could see them improving and then winning tournaments. It was amazing. But I remember some kids would really struggle with competition, and I would tell them, that's because you're smart. And I go, you see these people that are not worried about this? They don't know what can happen to them.
Yeah.
They're delusional. They think they're going to be okay no matter what. But you're smart. You know that this is dangerous.
Yeah.
That's good. You got to use that. You got to just hang on to it, use it, and then get in there and you'll be fine. Once the fight starts, you're not going to be scared anymore, which is weird.
Yeah.
When the fight starts, then
Pain ceases to exist.
It's just happening. It's just happening, and it's all automatic, and it's all you have instincts and you have an understanding of the game, but you also have just dialed in technique. That's all it is. It's all about the execution of all the things you've practiced, and it all just happens. But the lead up is so bad. The anxiety before, when you're sitting in the locker room waiting for your time, you're like, fuck. And I would just tell them, I would go, you got to understand, this sucks, but this is just something, if you just can accept that this is here, accept that it's here, and recognize that this is a gift, and this is here because you're smart. And the reason why you're worried about all these possibilities is because you're intelligent enough to recognize that that's the thing.
Yeah, you're looking for the outcomes and then figuring out ways. That's kind of what I was talking about before, like predicting outcomes and figuring out solutions to problems that have yet to occur.
Yeah.
Like when you're thinking that far ahead, like it's a different chess game.
Yeah, and the dull-minded nitwits out there that don't have any fear. There's a reason they don't have any fear, because they don't have the capacity to comprehend all the possibilities.
Yeah.
So if some guy's like doesn't know how to fight at all, you've seen this 100 times on videos online, and he gets in someone's face, and that guy's like, bang, just cracks him. Like that dull-minded shithead, he is not the fearful one. He's not the intelligent one. The intelligent people are fearful. You should be fearful. It's good.
Yeah.
It helps you,
Yeah.
especially if you're about to do something difficult. And you should do difficult shit because it teaches you about yourself. And
Yeah.
if you don't learn about yourself, you're always going to wonder. And that's the problem with like a lot of men in the world. A lot of chest puffy, a lot of like fucking really arrogant, aggressive people. Like it's because they don't know themselves.
Yeah.
So they're trying to impose a version of themselves on other people to be respected.
Yeah.
You know? You
Yeah,
find
yeah.
this in these fucking like business CEOs and execs who are like really aggressive and they weigh 80 pounds. Like this is what this is. It's
Yeah.
like they're finding a way to try to figure out who the fuck they are. They don't even know themselves.
And that's one of the things I fucking know myself. Like spent so much time with myself in like a clear sort of frame of thought, knowing my limitations, knowing what I've accomplished when I was even more limited. Like if anything, I think this whole process is.
Well, that's the
has
difference. The
built
process
that.
between an artist and, like, say, someone who wants to be famous or somebody who wants to be worshipped, someone who wants to be the head of a company or the president of the United States or somebody who wants
Yeah.
to be beyond reproach.
Nobody who wants to be president should ever be president.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. It should be. But then again,
Yeah.
you know, if you got like some truly benevolent dictator that we're all waiting for, we're all waiting for like the benevolent leader who's just going to take control of it, but do it for the people. You know, Marcus Aurelius, someone who just really, really does have the people's best wishes in mind.
Human greed is too fucking strong.
It's too strong, and anybody that's willing to go through that process, that brutal process, you know, like all the stuff that's in the news today. I mean, there's possible legal ramifications of things that happened in the 2016 election that we're hearing about today.
Yeah.
It's like these people are gross. Like
Yeah. The whole thing.
It's the opposite of the Austin comedy community. So like if we had to choose a president of the Austin comedy community, it wouldn't be that hard. Like whoever wins is great. You know,
Yeah.
if Shane wins, great. If Duncan wins, great. Who are you going to elect? Who cares?
Yeah.
Everyone's cool. But the presidential world is like, no. You have the backings of enormous military-industrial complex corporations, enormous amounts of money. Pentagon budgets beyond comprehension.
Yeah.
It's going to be $1 trillion this year.
And what does
on
that even
defense.
fucking
Like,
mean?
What does this
Right?
mean? So like the ability to be at the helm of that, like there's going to be no cooperation with the left and the right, and you're seeing what happens when one group gets into power. What's the first thing they do? Like, what did they do when they got into power? They immediately went after Trump. They hit him with a ton of different fucking legal charges. Most of them didn't make any sense. All the crazy shit about overestimating his property in Mar-a-Lago. Like, that is the way they were using the law is like, oh my God, you people are gross.
Yeah,
on both sides. On both fucking sides.
That's the whole system is so fucking corrupted. And it's so obvious. Like we're at a stage where like we have enough information to see like that how much greed and money just corrupts the system.
But I don't think we really got to see it until Trump ran. I think you got to see it unveiled in a way when Trump ran that you never got to see before. Because also you got the rise of independent journalism that happens at the same time.
Yeah.
So you have people that report just on the facts, not like this CNN fucking lean or the Fox News lean, but just reports on exactly what's happening and how it happened. That just didn't exist before. So you get if you're paying attention and you follow those people, and a lot more people are than ever before, you get a way different understanding of how gross this game is.
Yeah.
And because the guy was so polarizing, and because he was such an easy guy to turn into a Nazi, like you pointed to him, you're like, this is our fuck him. Look at the way he talks.
Yeah.
He's gonna ruin the world. It's a threat to democracy. We could do anything we can to stop him. So what do? They stop all the primaries. They don't have real primaries anymore. They haven't had a real primary since 2012.
Yeah.
They rig them. They rig it with Bernie Sanders. They rig it with RFK Jr. You know, they're just the whole business is gross. It's gross.
I wish us as humans were all like together enough to just self-govern.
You would need people to enter into politics at the highest level that didn't need the money and really were good people that really wanted to just change the tone of how everything is governed. And that's going to be so hard to do because the money is so nuts.
And that's,
Did you see the Nancy Pelosi thing? The new one?
She was being interviewed and then was like, I didn't want to talk about that.
Anderson Cooper. You put that on. Anderson Cooper, he sneaks it in. She's like, I came in here to talk about the anniversary of Medicaid. Like, she cares about Medicaid. She's worth an estimated $400 million now.
How? What's the salary? 70,000 a year?
170 grand a year, something like that. 200 grand a year, maybe. You know, but watching the panic in her face, realizing that Trump is now president, and they're talking about literally going after her for insider trading, and the undeniable evidence that they have had better results on the stock market than literally anyone ever.
Yeah.
And they have access to information about laws that are going to be passed.
Yeah.
If that's not insider trading, what the fuck is?
And that's what I mean. The greed, the level of greed is so strong that
you got that video?
She might even had good intentions getting into office.
Shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the fuck up.
Or anybody.
Shut your mouth.
I feel like it's a
They're
system
demons.
that corrupts
yes.
the minute you get in.
I think so. I think if you want to succeed, like what happens, maybe you have these idealistic perspectives on how politics works or what you can do in your contribution. And then you get in and you're like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
like,
it doesn't work that way.
I have to survive. You know, like I've had candid conversations with Tulsi Gabbard about what it was like. And she's a person, she was like, tries to be friends with everybody. Tries to reach across the aisle. She's got that whole aloha spirit.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, it's crazy. Like the amount of backstabbing that's going on. Like when she got into office, like, first of all, you realize, like, you're not really in control of everything because there's another person who's in control of each individual department, and they'll stop whatever you're trying to do every step of the way. They get in the way of everything. And what are you going to do? You're going to replace everybody? And how are you going to find qualified people to take those jobs? This guy's been at that he's been the czar of this commission for 25 years.
Yeah.
So he knows, like, all the ties and all the financial agreements. Here, let's watch this because it's so funny.
Let me just read what he said. I'm sorry that we had some sort of technical issue. Nancy Pelosi became rich.
Why do you have to read that? We're here to talk about the 60th anniversary of Medicaid. That's what I agreed to come to talk about.
Yeah, but I wanted
what that means in the election.
I wanted to give you a chance just to respond. He accused you of insider trading. What's your response to that?
That's ridiculous. In fact, I very much support the trading of members of Congress. Not that I think anybody's doing anything wrong. If they are prosecuted and they go to jail. But because of the confidence it instills in the American people, don't worry about this. But I have no concern about the obvious investments that had been made over time. I'm not into it, my husband is, but it isn't anything to do with anything insider. But the president has his own exposure, so he's always projecting. He's always projecting. And let's not give him any more time on that, please. We're going forward here, and I'm very proud of my family, and while he might make fun of us, while somebody inspired by him breaks into our home and hits my husband in a deadly fashion, hits my husband over the head, and he thinks that's a riot. I'd rather not go into some of my other complaints about him right now. Rather to talk about the 60th anniversary of Medicaid.
Okay. First of all, what crazy projection. She immediately turned herself into a victim. She immediately, went from... Jake Tapper's like, what's your response? Oh, this is ridiculous. Nothing was insider. Nothing. We have $400 million, whatever. What's really important is Trump inspired a man who broke. First of all, how do you know? That guy was a literal crazy person that broke into that house.
Yeah, that was a weird fucking thing,
schizophrenic. He had a hammer. He smashed the back window. He broke into the house. Paul thought that he could talk the guy down. It looked like Paul had a drink in his hand, so he's probably a little lit.
Yeah.
Probably a little more calm than he should have been. And then the cops are at the door, and the dude hits him in the head with a hammer. That guy was a crazy person. You're blaming Donald Trump for that?
No.
That's so nuts that you have gone from... You made an insane amount of money. A lot of people say you're insider trading. What's your response to that? Donald Trump, my husband got hit in the head with a hammer.
They're
Someone
all black belts
inspired
at
and
deflection.
He thinks it's funny. it's because it's all because the president has a lot of exposure. Like,
Yeah.
well,
Because
okay.
it's funny, Trump does the same shit with her. If he's on the hot seat, it'd be Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
It's they all
Of
have
course.
that like natural
course.
deflection.
Yeah, man. It's like,
And it's like we all fucking accept it somehow. Like we might make fun of it or like
Yeah.
be like, because my bullshit meter goes off all the fucking time. Like you're fucking lying to me right now. Like
Listen,
you can see it.
there's a reason why that whole ability to trade stocks is still in position, and it's because they want it there. They make
Yeah.
a shit ton of money. The
And
general
they have all
public,
the insider
so
information.
they have to figure out at what point in time is this too dangerous, and who's willing to like make this a law, who's willing to change this, and what politicians are going to sign on board for that, because they're actually voting against their own self-interests.
Yeah.
Right. If they all decide, like, it's like they're playing chicken. Like, as long as they don't do it,
Yeah.
as long as they don't do it, then they can still make a ton of money. But if you look at the numbers, like if you look at like who's making money on the stock market, it is not all Nancy Pelosi. It is red, blue, red, blue, red,
Yeah.
blue. It's pretty much down the middle.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you could skirt the legalities, why would you not take information that you have gained and try to utilize it to your improvement?
And you're hanging out with Harry, the senator from fucking South Dakota or whatever, and Harry's got a yacht. Like, how'd you get a yacht, Harry?
Yeah.
Like, Bobby's got his own private jet. How'd you get your own jet, Bob? You're
Yeah.
a congressman. Like, what are you doing? And those people that are able to generate that kind of wealth, and I think she's like the poster girl for it, unfortunately. But it's
Yeah.
not her. Like, who's made the most? Yeah, let's find that
There's an
out.
article here. I don't know if this is officially the most, but there's people that have made more than her.
Yeah, I'm sure they have. Where does it say, though?
More than 20 member here.
Okay. More than 20 members made almost double the S&P
Yeah.
500 average gain, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So
you tell me it's like 0.5% more, but percentage
Yeah.
more. Okay.
David Rouser, Republican, North Carolina. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Democrat, Florida. Ron Wyden, Democrat, Oregon. Roger Williams, Republican, Texas. See, that's the point. It's like it's not blue, it's not red. It's just corruption across the board. They're all doing it. If you're making more than 50%, that's bananas. That's bananas.
Yeah.
Like, what is their... Hold on. Scroll it back down. Scroll down. Okay, look at this. The Pelosi one, an almost cult-like following for her financial disclosures, saw the value of her household's portfolio rise by 71% in recent years. Like, that kind of trading is super unusual.
Yeah.
To make more than double the average gain of 24.9. So make more than 50%. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Nobody does that.
No, and how do you explain that?
And
Like,
how do you
use
explain
a
those
super
decisions?
genius? Yeah.
When you look at the decisions, like she dumped stock, and then 3 months later, some big bill comes down the line that fucks that company.
Yeah.
She buys stock, and then 3 months later, some big bill that comes down that they're funding for this new project. It's crazy. More than a dozen U.S. officials sold stocks before Trump's tariffs sent the market plunging. Of course they did.
Yeah.
Well, how about when Trump tweets out to buy? Remember that?
That was part of this, yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's
Like,
fucking
hey,
nuts.
don't do that. And it's crazy that he's in his own money, too. How about that?
And yet still, like, poor people are sitting here arguing about who's the better person. Like, it's fucking wild. Like, they're all corrupt and
Right.
they're all fucking us.
Some less than others. Some are
Certainly,
allowing us
certainly.
to talk.
And I think that's when you see like the South Park episode with Trump. Like, I know we're
Satan?
not in a fascist state yet. You know what I mean? It's
Yes.
like we're still okay.
Exactly.
We're still okay.
As long as South Park exists, we're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's all weird, man, because this system is completely fucked. It's completely fucked. And we don't want it to be, and they want it to stay the way it is. And so there's this weird thing where they have to get elected. So to get elected, they have to say the things that we want them to say. And so then we believe it every year, like fucking Charlie Brown going to kick that football, and Lucy pulls it away.
Cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's the weirdest thing to me is that we're in this complete shifting of the polls where the Republicans now are in favor of free speech. The Republicans want to end the wars. They want to stop contributing to foreign countries. They want comedy to be comedy again. They don't want restrictions on people's behavior and thinking.
Yeah.
And the Democrats have developed this sort of like cult-like idea of what everyone should accept and what's normal and what's not normal and what needs to be elevated in our population and what needs to be ignored. And it's just like, God damn, you're ruining it for everybody that thinks in a left way. Like anybody who's reasonable, like a reasonable left-thinking person, which is most artists, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
And then you get to this point where you're like, no, I can't go along with you on all these things.
Yeah.
You guys you're just a bunch of fucking assholes who are using these subjects as a way where you can behave incredibly shitty, incredibly uncharitable, like vicious, mean, ostracizing people from society. I don't want any part of you. I don't want any part of the way you guys think and behave. And you to pretend that you're doing it for good, you're gluing yourself to the wall for climate change. The fuck you are.
Yeah.
You're just a nut. You're just a crazy, entitled nut, and you're fucking up society.
Yeah.
This is not the way that people should be behaving. And I can't believe it makes people go to the other. And the Republicans are smarter about it now in this day and age because they're like, hey, we'll take you in. Hey, it's fine. Come over to us. You could say whatever you want. Comedy's back. You know?
It's a big ebb and flow to me. It's like some weird natural balance of like things shift a little bit to the left, things shift a little bit to the right.
But we got to hold the center.
If we motherfuckers could just figure out, like, we have so much in common. People just generally who would be considered more left or more right, and it's just a few things that really are the basis of our contention.
Well, the real problem is the team aspect of it.
That's it's fucking retarded.
Yeah, it's real retarded. Yeah, you can say it.
I heard it.
Why can't you say it?
I'm
You're
joking. Yeah.
Thank God you're joking. Some people panic. Please edit that out.
No,
retard's back. It's just, I think it's going to take time, but I think we're going to eventually get to a place where we work it out. And my best hopes of AI, this is my best hopes, because it could just ruin the whole world and take over everything and we could become slaves.
Yeah.
My best hopes are it gets to a point of efficiency and intelligence where corruption like that is impossible. And it figures out a way to organize government spending in a way that actually helps us.
Because that's what we want. The left and the right both want like our tax dollars to be used to benefit everyone.
Yes, unless you're running a business and you can get an advantage, and that's where it gets gross because those people can pay so much. And I think AI is probably going to recognize that. It's going to say, listen, you want to really fix this? You have to stop this competitive advantage.
Well, it's our ape genes, right?
Yeah.
We're just fucking more advanced apes.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
And we still have a tribal mentality that's encoded in our fucking DNA. And we have to elevate above that.
Yep.
And that just takes like avoiding greed.
And it's like what you do when you paint is you focus on creating this thing. Like this is what you're focused on. What they're focused on is numbers in a bank account.
Mm-hmm.
And they're focused on getting those numbers in there.
Yeah.
And they're fucking obsessed with getting those numbers in there.
Yeah.
So all those other steps that they do, like you're trying to figure out your painting, you're trying to like brush techniques and different things, and you're trying different angles, maybe shadowing it differently. Mm-hmm. What they're doing is trying to figure out how to push this and push that and get this politician to make this legal, and that way they can make more money. And then Nancy Pelosi's like, we're going to pass it, Paul. Put in the wager, because it's basically wagering, right? Put in the buy the stocks, it's gonna roll.
But if you have all the cards marked,
yeah, it is, and it's a real unfortunate thing. And how do you avoid that? Because you want corporations, you want them to make Apple fucking laptops and shit. Yeah. You want a Samsung TV, you want these things, right? So how do you motivate? How do you get people that are motivated to make the best products in the world and every year make them better and not have them think only about making money to the point where they're willing to bribe politicians so that they can pollute a river in India?
Yeah. And that's what's so different about artists. It's like I would make paintings my whole life. Nobody bought them. Nobody gave a shit about them. I would still make them and would give them away or put them in a fucking closet somewhere. Like for me, I saw like art as a way that maybe I could get out of like the area that I was in. Like I could grow a little bit. But at the same time, like doing the work was what was important. And what came with that was secondary. It was all just added bonus.
Right.
Right? So like if I was selling fucking wheels or car tires, like I would only be thinking about how much money can I make.
Right. That's the
selling
problem.
fucking tire.
Especially if you're not like a wheel and car tire enthusiast. It's one thing, you know what I mean?
If you love it.
Yeah. Like I know dudes who work on cars and they fucking love it, especially builders.
Yeah.
Like my friend Steve Strope, who's been on the podcast before, who made my Nova.
Uh-huh.
That guy loves working on cars. He loves it. I mean, that is his art. But he makes custom-made cars, and it's like to him, is just like making a song. It's just like making a painting.
Yeah.
But when you're only thinking about money, man, those are the people that are the hardest to hang out with. Like, you ever hang out with financial people? Like, you ever get stuck at a party in New York with a coked-up financial guy?
Have you seen this fucking Derek Moneyberg fella?
Oh, is he the jiu-jitsu guy?
Yeah, got his black belt in 3.5 years.
Right, but is he legit? Because he's with legit people. So I can't
think
imagine.
Jake Shields is a savage. Like, all the respect.
And Jake says he's legit?
I think Jake gave him his black belt.
Well, then he's legit. There's no way. I know Jake. There's no way. Jake is, his jiu-jitsu is top of the food chain.
Yeah.
And I know Gordon is trained with him. I know all these other people train with him.
Yeah, Danaher was over there with him.
I haven't heard anybody say anything negative. So here's the thing. Someone who is like super rich, which apparently this guy is, who trains with the best trainers in the world and actually puts the time in every day. It's super easy to dismiss someone because they're rich. Super easy.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg is a primary example of that, right? I know for a fact Zuckerberg trains really fucking hard.
Yeah.
And he goes with real guys. And he brings in people like Dave Camarillo trains with them. He's trained with a ton of people.
Yeah.
So he takes it very seriously. He has access to incredible trainers, and he's an obsessive. He's a very competitive, obsessive person.
Sure.
So you could say, oh, he's got $200 billion. He can't kick my ass. That dude will fuck you up. That nerdy dude will fuck you up. And it's because he's actually put in the time. Now, he doesn't have the time that this Derek Moneyberg guy has.
Yeah.
If he's putting in like hours and hours every single day, which is what I heard, that he was like literally training multiple hours a day, every fucking day at jiu-jitsu, you can get to black belt level. I don't know if he is, but I know that if those guys say he is, I believe them.
I told somebody, I was like, let me just see him do an armbar from closed guard. Let me just see how sloppy that is, and then I'll know for sure.
Or not sloppy at all.
Then exactly.
Right, why doesn't he just like show some drilling?
That's all it would take.
You don't even have to show me you rolling. Let me see some tight drills.
Yeah, that's all it would take.
Yeah, let me see you go through. But, he doesn't have to. But then again, you kind of do have to if you project the fact that you're doing that.
Yeah,
right?
if you take some sort of like braggadocious sort of angle, like 3 years, 7 months, got my black belt.
Right, you should probably show something. Like, hey, let me show you guys.
Yeah.
Because otherwise...
because when I started, I was doing fucking 2 a day. 2 morning class, night class. And, none of that came fucking fast for me.
But you might not have been the most naturally athletic guy.
True.
Yeah.
True.
But night classes and day classes are great, but one-on-one is the ultimate. If you're a guy like him, and you can get John Danaher to coach you, you can get Gordon Ryan to coach you, you can get all those Jake Shields, I've seen photos and videos of him from training sessions with the best guys in the world.
Yeah.
So if you can and you're hiring them.
Yeah. It could be a cheat code. Or
It's 100% a cheat code.
Yeah.
It's 100% if you do it.
Yeah.
If you actually do the work, it's 100% a cheat code. But that's the thing. Like, you have to actually be training, like, really hard. It's not as simple as those guys, you talk to those guys, they give you the fucking secret handshake, and now you're good at jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, right.
Like, the only way to get good at jiu-jitsu is hard work. That's it.
Yeah. And I could never see somebody like Jake Shields, like, fucking giving out a belt that wasn't deserved.
No. It's like when you hear Guy Ritchie is a black belt, you go, really? And then you hear he's a Henzo Gracie black belt. You go, oh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's legit.
Yeah.
He's
right.
legit. Yeah. But there's not a lot of fake jiu-jitsu black belts out there, man. You know?
I feel like we used to see more of them back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
There'd be like those funny videos of like somebody just
Oh, Eddie caught a couple of those.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of those videos where a guy shows up at a school and he's got a black belt on, and then he rolls with people and he gets tortured.
Yeah, that was like before YouTube existed or any social media existed. You can kind of get away with it.
Yeah. Well, I think people they're crazy. There's certain people that are just completely schizophrenic, and they just get it in their head, and they just
they're not even trying to like con people. It's just they really truly believe in what their mind is telling them.
Well, that might be possible, but I think there's also a bunch of people that their whole life is a con. It's like a series of lies from the beginning to the end. It's just they never live in the truth. And so for them to put on a black belt is just the latest of yes. I was reading about this guy that like said he was a doctor and like did surgery on people for years. Yeah. It's people that are nuts, man. There's 1 out of 3 pilots in I think it's Pakistan, doesn't have a license.
That's fucking wild.
They have fake licenses. See if that's true. I know I saved the article, but I don't feel like going into my phone and getting it. But it was like, Jesus Christ. Like, imagine you're on a plane and the guy doesn't really know how to fly. Like,
yeah, it's fucking horrifying.
Who's he? How does he figure out how to land that fucking thing? Like, how does he know how to pull out?
The amount of intelligence to pull that off, like you probably could have got your fucking pilot's license.
Well,
you're
after
able to con
a few successful flights, you would think that the guy would just go ahead and get the license.
You're already doing the thing. That's like I see artists in art school. I'm like, you're already making art.
Yeah.
You know how.
There's a story from 5 years ago, so I don't know if it's changed.
Almost 1 in 3 pilots in Pakistan have fake licenses.
They didn't take the test or something. 262.
Oh, my God. 262 pilots in the country did not take the exam themselves and had paid someone else to sit in on their behalf. Wow. They don't have flying experience, he said. Pakistan has 860 active pilots serving in its domestic airlines, including the country's Pakistan International Airlines flagship, as well as a number of foreign carriers. Oh, my God.
How many crashes are they having?
Oh,
I mean, if they're
question.
keeping them in the air,
right? Ambitious dudes.
Yeah, fuck. Sometimes you don't need a diploma.
They found that out because of a crash.
Whoopsies.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
all right.
Whoopsies. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, that's so crazy. People are so nuts, man. If you let them be nuts, they will be nuts.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, you gotta have like people that don't want any regulations. You want anarchy. Like, shut your mouth. Shut up.
I have this idea of like an altruistic anarchism, where it's like everybody just treats everybody kindly in the way that you would want to be treated.
That would be great.
And, yeah, but our fucking ape mind is. There's too many of us that are fucking nuts.
Yeah.
And greedy and like just out for self. And I get it. Like it makes sense. Like there's a lot of self-preservation that comes with that. But if we could all just kind of collectively pull our shit together.
Self-preservation makes sense when you're surrounded by a bunch of people that are also selfish, right? That's part of the problem. Yeah. Is like if you get lucky and you find a good crew like early on in your life of people who are down with you, they're your friends and they love you no matter what, life is way easier. Yeah. It's way easier. And there's people out there that, man, they don't fucking have that. They have a bunch of people around them that suck.
Just in a form of competition at all times.
I mean, I'm a lucky person. I'm a very lucky person. But I think the biggest luck that I have is the people that I've met. In my friends.
Yeah.
Because it makes your life so much better.
Well, I mean, it shows like how much you support your friends too. Like the idea that if we can all get lifted up together versus I'm going to step on your shoulders and work my way to the fucking top.
Right, but not only that, but it also shows that my way works.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't hurt you to make other people successul or to help other people get more successful or to just to tell people they're awesome and give them their, as the kids call, their flowers. That's the kids. I struggle with that one. The young hip hop kids like to say that. Give them their flowers. But it used to be give them their props. But it's like that. If you really love that person, that's good for everybody. That's good for you too. Like the people that want to step on that person to elevate themselves, like you're just ruining your own life. You're missing the big picture.
Yeah.
And it's not necessary. It's not necessary even in a competitive environment, even in something you're competing. Like your friends, these people that you're competing with, they help you.
Yeah.
They really do.
It's almost a necessity.
I think it's a necessity with comedy for sure.
Yeah.
No, I always say this, that no great comedy exists in a vacuum. I mean, there's people that have talent that are in the middle of nowhere in some real small local scene, and they could become a great comic one day, but they're not going to on their own.
Yeah.
They have to be around great comics. They can't just see them on YouTube. They got to see like Dave Attell live. You know, you got to see something like that where you're like, whoa. You know, you got to see Colin Quinn live. You got to see these people that are masters and see the thing that they do and get inspired by it.
Yeah.
So
and to start to learn it, like understand the process. Like that's same thing for me. Like I thought I was going to be like do the Sunday comics in the newspaper. Like as a kid, like I didn't know what people did to make money making art.
Were you into comic books at all?
Not really, but I was more leaning towards that kind of aspect of like this is how you can survive, like actually pay your bills and make art. Still.
But you just wanted to make art. Period.
Just wanted to make art,
right?
And it took. I became an assistant for a really well-known artist who, you know, ran a design firm, did fine art, was just like at the top of his game. And I didn't go to art school, but I saw what he was doing, and a couple other artists like in the same area was like, oh, okay, you're making paintings, you're working with these companies to do some design. That design money is going back into your art practice. Like it was just being able to see how something exists, and then knowing like, okay, I could do that. Right? We're already doing the same process, but here's the sort of market of it. Here's how you survive, and here's how you continue to grow and thrive.
It's how you become a professional.
It's how you become a professional. But
yeah.
I mean, if you're, you know, in fucking Wyoming somewhere, you might not have these people that you see. You're so disconnected from a community, you might not know. And then you're like, well, I got to give this art thing up and, you know, get a job because I got to pay bills, because you just don't actually have the awareness that there is a pathway.
And this is the failure of the school system, because it never teaches kids that are artists or people that have alternative ways of existing in society that there's ways to make a career.
I got kicked out of the only art class I ever took in high school. This motherfucker, we had to draw a shoe or something. And I turned mine into like a robot because I didn't like how the shoe was turning out. And he said, you have to draw a shoe or I'm failing you. I'm going to kick you out of the class. You have to draw a shoe. And I'm just like, kick me out then. And I knew like at 15, 16, that like art is what I decided is. That nobody else can say what the fucking rules are. Like this is for me to do. And now I forget his fucking, I wish I remembered his name. Tell him to fuck off.
There's a lot of those guys that turn people off. I had a high school art teacher turn me off to art too. He was just a dick. And then I found out that the most talented guy in the class is kid John DeVore, who I still contact every now and then. We talk on email. He was the most talented guy. He gave that guy an F. And I go, no. So it's like I hadn't communicated with John since I left art class, but we did a bunch of stuff together. We did a bunch of drawings together.
Yeah.
And when
do you ever draw anymore?
No, not really. No, I do sometimes with my daughter. One of my daughters is really talented. I draw sometimes with her, but for the most part, no. It's interesting. I did a little drawing on vacation. We were drawing stuff together. Yeah. It was fun. But, you know, I just don't have the time to get obsessed with it right now. I'm obsessed with too many things, and I have to manage my
I'm still waiting for you to start golfing.
No.
Putting is pool.
No.
Putting is pool on an undulated warped table.
Oh, I understand. I'd
be great at it.
Listen, I know everybody that I know that I love who's into it is obsessed. And that's part of the problem. Yeah. It's like, I know what's coming. And I know it's like a fucking multiple hour thing. You got to dress like an asshole, wear stupid shoes.
You do have to dress like an asshole. That's for sure.
And then I see all these fucking fights where people are fighting on the golf courses. Do you see that drunken guy that got with a hockey enforcer?
Yeah, threw the dude in the fucking lake.
First of all, the size of that guy, the fact that you're squaring up and you're just bluffing and you're squaring up with this fucking...
That's one of those spots where people think they're way fucking tougher because they got a bag full of clubs than they actually are. People get out of fucking control on a
Well,
golf
it's just
course.
dudes.
But it's so dumb.
And it's drinking, too. The guy was clearly hammered. And I think he
Yeah.
made a video afterwards apologizing.
Yeah, good.
Because he was just drunk. He's just drunk and he got stupid. But he got stupid with... That's what I always tell people. Like, don't get in fights. One day, you're going to get in a fight with a guy who knows what he's doing and you're going to get fucked up.
Imagine that fucking fear. Like,
Yeah.
when he got grabbed by that fucking hockey player.
When he's got his jacket, he's just fucking hammering him with right hands.
What a nightmare. But,
Yeah.
like, I hope he was like, wow, I really made a poor choice.
No, at
here.
that time, he was just drunk as fuck.
Yeah.
And probably thinking, I'm going to get him back.
Yeah.
I'm going to get him back.
Because I know what that fear feels like when somebody really fucking, like, you know, in a gym scenario,
Yeah.
when somebody really grabs you and you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing I could do right now. Like, I tap to Big Nog's side control. He squeezed me so fucking hard, it felt like my ribs were going to come out of my mouth.
Oh, God.
And, I was like a blue belt, maybe still a white belt, and I tapped to side control.
That's crazy.
And I started to think, well, what if he was fucking punching me, too? You know?
Well, also, he's way bigger than you.
he was fucking massive.
Yeah, he's way bigger than you. The amount of pressure, if you're a really big person, you put down on a small person, it's really kind of unbearable.
But even somebody who's like my same weight or whatever, like that, when you really like, I'm fucking wrapped up, and like if this person wanted to, they could end me right now.
Oh, yeah, that was always the most eye-opening to me when I would roll with guys who are 30, 40 pounds lighter than me, and they just fuck me up.
And immediately I was like, I never want to act tough in public again, ever. Like that fear of like, if somebody, I got in. There was a guy I was in a time period where I was partying a lot. This guy was just being a dick to a bunch of people, said something shitty to my friend, and I'm trying to walk away, and it just like my brain was just like, say something, and I was just like, why are you being a fucking dick? Like, you know, and he puffed up and started coming at me. And like he like swiped something out of my hand, and immediately my instincts kicked into jiu-jitsu. I grabbed. He had like a flannel on. I grabbed his collar like a lapel, and I grabbed his wrist and just getting like immediately. I was just going to throw him, and then like the other voice in my head is like the guy had a dog actually who wasn't on leash, and I was like, if I throw this guy on his head right now and his dog runs in the street, I'm gonna feel a little guilty. But I sensed in him that like when a grappler like grabs your wrist, like you feel it. It feels different than somebody else.
It's someone who knows what they're doing.
Yeah, like immediately grab both and like put the squeeze on him that I could read in his eyes. Like, oh, that wasn't normal. and then I was like, no, and, like let go. And then he like walked away talking shit, and I just
That's good.
left. Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Perfect.
And you know that's really rare for me. But it was like he had said something shitty to somebody, but to have somebody grab you like that and the fear that can come with that, I would never want to experience that in real life.
No.
Like, fucking horrifying.
Well, street fights are stupid. They're terrible. And the people that know how to fight don't do them. They don't want anything to do with it. You should just go to a gym. You should go to a gym. If you have this desire.
Did you see this video recently?
No.
I saw it yesterday. You guys are making me think of it.
What happened?
This guy on top. They're saying the guy on the bottom's a white belt. He gets choked out without the use of arms. It's all legs here. Gets put in the arm.
Oh, this is so rude. Why is he doing this to a white belt? That's so
well,
rude.
I mean, they're training, I guess.
I know, but it's so rude.
That's where I would go to you guys being experts.
Yeah. Oh, Eddie can do that.
Very rude.
No, well, it's kind of rude.
See him
but
shake his head there?
It's also that guy is just training. He's just using that guy as a practice dummy.
I
will
do that
sharpen
sort of
up your
stuff.
triangles. It's
like-
kind of rude. But, I mean, what do you want to happen if you roll with a white belt? Do you want him to win? Like, you want to let him win? No. Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
You tap him. You tell him what to do. Along the way, like, you got to protect this arm. This arm's in a bad spot. Don't reach back like that because then you open yourself up for the arm triangle. You got to tell him, T-Rex, keep your arms in tight.
That's how I coach.
Yeah, you
when
have
when
to.
I'm training with somebody,
Yeah.
like I'm talking them through it, and I'll do the thing where I tell them what I'm going to do before I do it.
Yeah.
So that they can start to work out their defenses.
Right.
And like get an idea.
Oh,
you know?
that's good.
Because as a black belt, like you can beat everybody up. Like that kind of loses some of its shine after a while.
I
like,
think that guy was using that dude as just a training dummy. He was like,
Yeah.
I could just work my
yeah,
triangles.
he's just working on his legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you can cinch up a triangle, even on a white belt with no legs, at least you're getting reps in.
No, yeah, and it probably makes it like somewhat more difficult.
It's better than that dummy I have collecting dust in my gym.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Dummy that
doesn't
I'll probably
fight
never
back
use
at all. Just like slight resistance.
You know what I do use though? I use that Bubba dummy. You know that thing?
Uh-uh.
The punching dummy. It's like the rubber.
Oh
the
yeah,
face.
yeah. With
that
the big
thing's
water.
good. There's something good for that. Just target practice. It's
Yeah.
good. You can't kick it too hard because it falls over. But if you you can kick the face, you could slap the face.
Yeah,
like-
and there's something about those that just you want to kind of give them a little bit of the business.
yeah. Fuck you, Bob.
We have one sitting right next to our boxing ring in the gym, and I always post up and
It's
throw a
really
little
good
kick
for
at it or whatever.
practicing certain kicks. It's really good for question mark kicks because
Yeah.
there's a shoulder element, and you're with a question mark kick, you're really trying to go over the shoulder.
Yeah, that little.
Yeah, like the Glabe Fitosa, the
Yeah.
Fitosa one. Glabe Fitosa had the absolute best question mark kick of all time, and his question mark kick would come down on you. It would go over
Yeah,
the
like
shoulders
bop.
and just chop down.
Yeah.
And like that Bob dummy is great for practicing that. It's like the best thing for practicing because a bag is so straight. You know, the bag kicking down like that, it's like you don't have a real target.
Yeah.
Like you do with that Bob dummy because you're really trying to get the neck. You're really trying to go over the top and get that neck. Just hack.
Yeah, such a strange looking kick too.
Oh yeah, it works though, man.
Yeah.
That fucker works. That works a lot because like you worry about that front kick to the guts, so you'll do this, you know, or you think a low kick is coming and then it
Yeah.
comes over the
Yeah.
top, and by the time you can't react in time.
Yeah, like you're already planning to get kicked in the leg, and by the time you figure it
Exactly.
out, it's in your fucking ear.
Exactly, and the guys that are good with like Luke Rockhold has a nasty one. There's
Yeah.
guys that are good with it, like oof. It's just so sneaky. Over the top.
Yeah. That's another. Imagine just running into some Thai guy who you think you could throw around. Just fucking blast you with a fucking knee.
Not only that, the trips, they're so good at tying up in the clinching and dumping people. Have you ever trained with like a guy who's like really good at tripping you?
Yeah.
As soon as you tie up, whoops,
Yeah.
your leg is up and you're like, motherfucker.
That's when I always want to throw like flying like ankle locks.
Yeah. Well, that's the difference between like Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu because in Jiu-Jitsu, okay, you threw me to the ground. Now it's just started.
Yeah.
Okay, now I have a hold of your leg. Then the
Yeah.
referee's not going to stand us up. I'm going to break your knee.
Yeah.
Like, you dumbass. You threw me down with an inside control.
Yeah.
I have an inside hook.
It's like a fucking superpower too, man.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I found it. Like I owe a lot to you, I think. Like the way you spoke of it like back then to like even just to get into the gym because that's the fucking hardest part. Like like crossing that door path and
Right.
and getting on the mat. Like there's so many days where you're gonna be like, I don't want to do that. Like I don't feel like it. But as soon as you get there, it's like so worthwhile and so valuable.
Yeah, you just got to force yourself to do it. And that's something I really owe to Eddie. Eddie is crazy, you know, like creative and
Yeah.
abstract as he is. He's super disciplined when it comes to his training. He was
Yeah.
always like super disciplined.
Well, you
And
can see it. Like my game is very similar to like to Eddie's and like Lucas Lech, like that. Just wherever you can get a hold of the leg. Like I pull. I like to pull to quarter guard. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
I like to play from there, and like I'm curious. I want to know how many people have the lockdown muscle in their fucking calf.
I bet a lot do.
No, there has to be.
Yeah.
But I've never seen one. And it's so
Get that
fucking-
tip bar, dog. Get that thing. Get that thing. It's
Try
not
to get the other one
expensive.
even.
You put like a little plate on it and you lift with your foot. It's
Yeah.
legit, man.
No.
You could do tip bar raises where you just stand on your heels and lean against the wall and just lift your foot up
Yeah.
over and over and over again.
Yeah.
That does it too.
Yeah.
But the tib bar thing, you could do it with weight. That's it right there. Look at that sucker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have that. I use that fucker every day. I have both of them. I have
I've been
the one
wanting
that
my
does the
butterfly guard to get
machine.
better too.
Yeah, man, this will have a big impact on it. And you could also use it to do a leg extension. So you could do a leg extension, and then you could lift the foot at the top if you wanted to. So you could actually emulate.
That's
you could
so
actually,
funny.
You can actually do it from your back now that I'm thinking about it. You could put
Yeah.
one of those in on each leg, and you could lie down on your back,
Yeah,
and you
just
could
like that.
and specifically work butterfly guard. There's so many cool ways to work out now.
I know.
There's so many amazing people that have like figured out ways to protect your knees and protect your back and and help your shoulder stability, and And just they give it away. They give it away online. Like we have such an amazing resource available now for training. Like think about like if you're a young guy, like there's these guys that are coming up that have only been doing jiu-jitsu for like Joseph Chen, like only been doing jiu-jitsu for a short amount of time, you know, like less than 7 years, I think, and dominating.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, why? Because he's obsessed and because he has all this information online.
Yeah.
You can watch so many instructionals.
Yeah.
There's so many videos of guys pulling things off. You can rewind it, watch it again, rewind it, watch it again. Get together with your friend.
Yeah.
Okay, put your hand on the left knee. Okay, and then when I push, you pull, and then watch that.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, that works.
And that takes so long if you're just doing it like in an organic training way.
Yeah, for sure.
But the beauty, I came up with a technique that I haven't seen or haven't done before, that like everything continues to evolve. Even as much as we've all trained the same shit for so long, like there's still new avenues to explore. There's still room to be creative.
Always. Like that's one of the cool things that Eddie will do. Someone pulls something off and they have a thing. Eddie will go, show me that. Everybody check this out. And they'll have the whole class gather around and then like, tell me what you're doing. Talk me through the thing. What I like to do is I like to get mission control and then I shovel this arm through and then I grip it like this and they're like, okay, try that. And everybody tries it. And then Eddie will go, do it on me. And you're like, huh.
Yeah.
All right, let me try to do it on you. Huh.
Yeah.
Like somebody try to get out of this. And then they'll try to like workshop it. Like, would it be better with this? Would it be better with that? Like, how did you get to this spot? Like, do you have a pathway that you take to get to this? Do you get to this spot all the time? Huh.
And that's so similar to your comedian sort of community too. Like you have that option.
Well, I think that's why I brought that to the comedy community, because that was always the way it was in gyms.
Yeah.
Like in jiu-jitsu and in kickboxing and taekwondo and Muay Thai, like people teach you how to do stuff.
And it's so good for us as a culture too, like the way to interact with people who you may never interact with in your day-to-day life ever.
Yeah.
Like to have that sort of community aspect, like I feel like that draws a lot of people in outside of all the other benefits.
Yes, there's
like,
a lot of community to it.
And it's such a vast array of different types of people from every culture, from every sort of class level. Yeah. And we all find a common equality, of course, with a hierarchy of experience, but we're all in the same boat together.
Well, that's the same with yoga. It's the same with a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like you find a group of people that have also found this very productive, very beneficial thing.
Yeah.
Where you going, Marshy?
Hi, puppy.
Marshall just woke up.
I saw your new puppy.
Oh, he's adorable.
Jesus Christ.
He's Marshall's new buddy.
Yeah.
They're really fun together.
Is it a Cocker Spaniel?
No, it's a King Charles Spaniel.
Okay.
Marshy, come here, buddy. Marshy, show everybody. Come say hi to everybody. Come here. Come on. Come on.
Such a cutie.
He's tired.
Long day. You guys go running?
Come on up. Not today. Today he just came here to hang out.
Yeah.
He's the best. Golden Retrievers are the absolute best dogs. They're just all love. They would just want to cuddle with you and hang out with you, and they want to play, but the whole thing is just like be with you.
Yeah.
They're just the best. And he's sweet to everybody.
I wish they lived like 150 years.
I know. They live, if you're lucky. Well, he's on a really good diet.
Yeah.
We're putting him on Farmer's Dog now. Changing his food. He was on the Mave stuff, which is great, but he's on a raw food diet.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Do the raw?
Made a giant difference.
Yeah.
Giant difference in the way he looks, the way his coat is. It made a giant difference in his energy levels.
Yeah.
You know,
they're fucking wolves.
Well, it's like they're just like people, man. If you have a person and you feed them nothing but processed food, they're going to be sick.
Yeah. If you're eating cereal every day.
Yeah, I mean, that stuff just sits on the counter. Forever. It sits on a shelf. You go to the pet food store, those bags are just sitting there. Like any real food shouldn't be just sitting there like that. Yeah. It's going to rot. Yeah. So that means that food has nothing alive in it, you know?
You got to give them the fucking raw. Mm-hmm. The raw.
Well, like I said,
you can cut it with the dry food a little bit.
You don't need to. The way they have these, like with Farmer's Dog and with the stuff that he's been eating, Mave, it comes with, it's like frozen like green beans and blueberries and potatoes
it's food.
And meat.
It's food.
It's food.
Yeah.
And it just changes everything, man. They don't fart as much. Like it's so much better for them. They have way more energy. It's like his whole body composition changed.
Yeah, I
He was
love it when
getting
people
kinda
like
thick.
actually fucking care. Like
Yeah.
their pet isn't just a fucking decoration.
No, dogs are the best.
Yeah.
Your life will be more loving if you have dogs. They're just always around. They're always cool. They're so consistent, and they have simple needs.
Yeah.
They just want to be
And just they're unconditionally loving all the time.
Unless you get a working dog. And there's a lot of dummies out there that go and get a Belgian Malinois and not understand, like, okay, they're great dogs, but you have a responsibility now.
Yeah.
Because you don't have a regular dog. You have a super athlete.
Yeah.
You're living with like a canine race car.
Yeah.
That's really what that is. Like you can't just leave that in the yard.
You see those people that train those dogs, like doing the little walk in between their legs as they're walking down. Like,
my friend
so
Anthony
fucking
just
brilliant.
got one.
Have a couple.
He just
friends
got
that
one.
have
He's sending me videos of the puppy, and I'm like, oh my god, this thing is like,
them.
bro.
Or when they
train
jump like
that.
25 feet in the air
They
off
fly.
the wall. Yeah,
They fly. They
Fucking
run
backflips and
they
shit.
run right up walls.
Yeah.
There's a
Imagine
video.
one of those fuckers chasing you.
Yeah, it's hell. They're meat missiles. This is. I'll send this to you. I'll send it to Jamie because I sent it to Brian Callen because me and Brian Callen are both retarded and we talk about dogs all day long. We talk about like what's the coolest animal. But this video shows the difference between how a German Shepherd, which is also a great dog, approaches something to the difference between a Belgian Malinois does. Because have you seen it?
Yeah, it's jumping across the chairs and shit.
Here, I sent it to you. It's nuts. Like the shepherd runs around. He's like, I'm gonna find a way to get to that guy. I'm gonna go around this way. Yeah. The Malinois runs over the chair. Watch this. See, here's the shepherd. So the shepherd, he's going around. He's got to find the guy, and he gets to him. He bites him. Watch the Malinois. Now look at the fucking Malinois over the top, over every chair. It's like just so driven. They're so driven and so athletic, man. And it's not that a German Shepherd's not athletic.
Yeah, right.
But like in comparison, look at what this fucker does, man.
Yeah,
he just runs over these chairs. He gets
hops
there
that
in
first
1
6
second.
rows.
Insane. They're so athletic. So like a dog like that is not like Marshall. Like Marshall is cool, just hanging here, chill. You got a Belgian Malinois. That motherfucker needs tasks. He's just like, it's basically like me.
Yeah.
Like you got to work him out. He's got to do things. You can't just have him sitting in the house. He'll go fucking crazy.
Yeah, otherwise he's going to be smoking crack back in the alleyway.
He is ADHD in dog form. That's what a Belgian Malinois is. Like, you can't put him on Ritalin. You got to exercise that little guy.
Yeah, you got to work that shit out.
Yeah, man. He needs, and it's like, if you have the time to do that, they're incredible dogs. But it's like, you got to know what you're getting. You know, if you want a dog that just chills, get yourself a golden retriever. You want a family dog? Get yourself or a lab. They're the best. They just chill.
I had a Boston Terrier for a long time.
Oh, they're sweet dogs.
Passed away. I haven't been able to get another dog since he died. Like, it was like too draining, too emotionally draining. Like,
it's hard, man.
Yeah, it was like a family member, you know?
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard. I still get sad thinking about my dogs.
Yeah.
That have died. But, you know, there's loss and there's life. You just got to appreciate them while they're here. And I always love new ones, too. I love everybody's dogs. I love Carl. Carl's here today. He seems like a little calmer with Marshall today.
Growing boy.
He's growing.
He's getting his shit together.
Yeah, he's just a puppy, right?
He's also listening when you tell him to stop now.
He's listening.
He's listening.
Well, bulldogs are a special breed.
Yeah.
Especially the English ones. Like, they're just stubborn little pricks.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to do what they want. I was watching a lady try to walk her 2, like, young English bulldogs this morning. They were walking her. Like, and they'll put that little... You'll actually get it with the French bulldog when they put the brakes on. And they're like, we normally walk this way, but right now...
I'm going that way, bitch.
I'm going that way, bitch. Yeah, exactly.
I'm the boss. Yeah. Especially male dogs with their balls. They'll test you. He's never tested me once. Not once. Never growled. Never
He's
growled.
pretty fucking mellow.
He's the best. He you know what he barks at? Snowmen. In my neighborhood, this guy had one of them inflatable snowmen, and I'm taking him for a walk, and he sees like, whoa! He's like, what the fuck is that? Is that a guy? Like the form of it, whatever it was, and it was one of them inflatable ones, so it's kind of like moving around,
waving around.
And he was like, yo, what the fuck is that? Is that a bear? Like,
I would love to jump in a dog's brain when they have those moments.
Right, like a snowman freak out.
Yeah, probably looks like a fucking monster.
Bro, it's so funny because I'm relaxed and he's barking. I'm like, bro, trust me.
Yeah.
I'd be thanking you if that was a bear.
He's looking back at you like,
Like,
are we gonna fight this fucking thing?
Are you fucking seeing this? That's a fucking guy. Like, no, it's just an inflatable thing.
Yeah, he can.
But
be
other
all
than
right,
that,
bro.
he never barks. He'll bark if he wants to be let in. That's it. He goes to the door and just let out a little bark.
Yeah.
Just let you know, hey.
That's Jamie and I were talking before. Like, it's very interesting how you start to communicate with
Yeah.
your dogs, and you start to understand what they need, and like over enough time, you have a silent communication, which is very, very peculiar.
And he knows the difference between going for a hike and then coming to the studio. He knows the difference.
Yeah.
When if we go somewhere and he's gonna go run, he's all amped up when he gets out of the car. He gets here and he's like, "Hey, everybody's cool. What's up? How's everybody doing?"
Air conditioning's on.
He's ready to lie on his back and get pet. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
It's like he's the best.
Yeah. Dogs are fucking amazing. We almost don't deserve them.
Well, it's just such a weird thing that we've done because
So bizarre.
they used to be wolves, and you can't train wolves. There's a reason why wolves aren't in the circus. Think about that. Think about that. You've got monkeys, bears, and tigers that you can train to do circus shows in front of everybody.
Yeah.
You can't train a wolf. They won't listen. But yet
Somehow we pulled it off.
turned a wolf into a dog that literally listens to everything I say.
Yeah.
Like, I'll say, sit down, buddy, relax, and he'll just sit.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to go? He's like, I'm ready. And he just gets up and goes. Like, it's like, how did that happen?
And the fact that they have that like fucking super gene that they could transform into so many different variations of the same thing
through selection. Yeah, that's what's weird. Like selective breeding, where you could turn a dog into Carl. Like, you have enough time, you can turn a Mastiff into this tiny little thing.
Yeah.
You just need enough time and enough different select genes. And finally, like, this female's a little smaller. Let's breed her with a smaller male. And this one has a shorter snout. Like, how are they even? How? What'd you do? How'd you get a Chihuahua?
Right? From a wolf.
A wolf. They weren't even sure of that until like, I don't know, fucking 20 years ago.
Really?
They didn't know. They thought they came from wild dogs and shit. It's when they started sequencing the genome. They're like, what?
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
These are all wolves.
Yeah.
Like, they kind of thought probably a lot of them came from wolves, like huskies and shit like that.
Yeah.
They're like, no, all of them.
That sort of symbiosis is really interesting too. Like how plants, like we have that symbiosis with plants, and like certain plants who have followed our evolutionary line down the way, or like we get connected to these. I think sometimes we forget that we're still a natural part of the environment.
Well, how weird is it that plants literally put their seeds in the middle of delicious fruit so that we will eat it and shit it out? And that shit will act as a fertilizer and help it grow.
Yeah. It's fucking wild.
What a not only that, but if you eat the seeds, they're bad for you. But if you swallow
it has cyanide in it. Or...
So it's like evolutionarily designed for you to just pass it through your digestive tract whole.
Yeah.
Just swallow them.
Or even the fact that it's the certain color that reminds us of a flavor.
Right.
That like a certain color looks delicious.
Yeah.
And all it's doing is tricking us into eating it to shit it somewhere and allow itself to reproduce.
Or a certain color that looks poisonous.
Right.
So you're scared of it.
Yeah.
I was watching this video the other day of a spider that makes a decoy spider and puts it in its
I saw
web.
that.
How?
It's building a sculpture.
Right.
Yeah.
And it looks like a fucking spider.
Yeah.
Which is really crazy. So
Yeah.
how does a spider even know what a spider looks like? And how did it develop?
Doesn't have a mirror.
Right. How did it develop this ability to make a sculpture out of its own webbing? Like, look at this. That's crazy, man. Yeah. I mean, that's really crazy. It's making a decoy.
Yeah.
I
or
mean,
like those caterpillars that look like they have a snake
oh,
as
yeah,
their
yeah,
tail or whatever.
Yeah. Or mantises. You ever see mantis that make it look like their arms are giant teeth? They put their arms together
they have
like
the little
this,
ridges.
and they make it look like they have a giant mouth.
Yeah. Such a fucking bizarre
Like,
world.
how?
Yeah.
That's the wild thing about evolution. It's like, how? What is the entire process that allows something to develop where when the moth opens its wings, it looks like eyeballs?
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
Yeah. fucking just life is really good at reproducing itself.
How do you get a Venus flytrap where a plant tricks you into coming onto the center of this trap and then slam, and then it eats flies? Nuts.
Yeah. The whole thing. I mean, that's why you got to like find some joy in it. Find a little, entertainment in how fucking bizarre everything is. We get so wrapped up in our day to day, in our just getting by, like just having the moment to be like, wow.
Wasn't that a part of a problem with working really hard too? Like you don't see the forest for the trees.
Yeah.
And you can get caught up in whatever the fuck you're doing and like forget, like, God, the world is pretty amazing.
Yeah, the whole thing is so fucking bizarre.
Yeah.
And we try so hard to act like we fucking know it all to just leave some room for some mystery. Is so important.
Well, people are weird, man, and there's no real good working manual of how to live life.
Yeah, there's no right way. There's no right way. Like any advice anybody tries to give you, they're only working on their own experience.
Especially when you're trying to pick a weird career.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like an artist.
Yeah.
Like, good luck. Or a comedian or an MMA fighter or anything. Like, you want to do that? Who are you going to even ask?
You got to find what you love and literally just fucking go for it. Like, and I know there's a sort of, like, okay, you got kids, you got a fucking mortgage. I get it, Like, I've hustled all kinds of different ways to make sure I continue on the process, on the path. But like,
yeah, it's very different if you have people that you're taking care of, and those responsibilities are paramount.
But then sometimes maybe that reward system that you would get from something else maybe comes from that.
100%, 100%. But what we're saying is that, like, as you are listening to this, if you're going on your journey into life and you think you might be going in a safe direction that's going to make money versus the direction that you really want to go to, ask yourself how bad you really want it. Like, what do you want to do with your life? Do you want your life to be really fun? Do you want your life to be really rewarding, where you wake up and you're excited about what you do? Or do you want every day to be a grind? Do you want every day to be like, you can't wait to get off so you can get a cocktail, so you can fucking calm down because you hate everybody in the office and everybody treats everybody like shit. The boss is a dick. And you just get home, you just want to drink and watch Netflix. Like, you got to decide. And you're gonna have to take some drastic steps, and you're probably gonna have a lot of doubt, especially if you're doing something weird. Like if you want to be an artist or you want to be a comedian. Like, it's a long road, man.
That doubt fuels. It can handcuff you and make you stop, but it can also push you to go further.
Well, that's where doing something else that's difficult, so you know that you can do difficult things, really comes in handy. And that's what I always preach about jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I think jiu-jitsu, above all of them, is the one that you can do the most, and you get the most out of it. And you can get hurt for sure, and I've been hurt a bunch of times, don't get me wrong, but it's a different kind of hurt than sparring. The hurt that you get from kickboxing and, that you were talking about from Muay Thai, it's different. You can't do that every day. You can't spar every day. You get hurt.
Yeah.
Your brain gets beaten up. Your nose gets fucked up where you can't breathe out of it anymore. It's just, you don't want that kind of hurt. It's too debilitating, and it could fuck with you for the rest of your life in terms of like just literally the way you think, which was always the scariest thing for me. I remember when I was thinking about stopping fighting, it was like because I was lying in bed at night with headaches.
Yeah.
From sparring days.
Yep.
And I was like, what am I doing to my brain? Like, this is the only thing that I have that's going to help me decide how to get through life. It's the only thing that I have.
Yeah.
And once you start meeting people that you know are compromised, meeting people that you know have brain damage, like, whoa.
Yeah. You're starting to see it, man. Like, I think people who have been fighters their whole life, starting to see a lot of that, like, the CTE or whatever the football players were dealing with, and like how big of an effect. I mean, head trauma is so fucking damaging.
Yep.
Like, and the way that it could show itself in so many different ways. Mm-hmm. And like
gambling addictions, drug addictions, depression,
even
violence.
Like manias, like hallucinations.
Yep.
I feel like it almost transforms people into like like waking nightmares sometimes for some people.
Sure.
To where it's like that feeling of like, you know, like you see somebody but there's somebody else.
Exactly.
Right? Like there's so many like aspects that like just end up destroying your normal day-to-day life. It
fucks up their hormones. It fucks up everything. And, you know, yet it makes for this insanely attractive sport to watch.
Yeah, and they love it. Right?
You just got to know when to get out.
Yeah.
You got to know when to get out, and that's what's hard.
Yeah.
And really the hardest thing is that they don't have anything else. Because in order to be really good at something like fighting, you have to dedicate your entire life to it. It has to be everything about your waking moment.
Yeah.
And when it's not, and it's just a job, that's when it gets fucking dangerous, because those guys get really fucked up a lot of the time.
Yeah, when you have to get the next fight to keep the fucking train rolling.
Yeah. And then you have a family, and like you realize like you don't have any savings.
Yeah.
And so then to quit, like what are you going to do? How are you going to generate, you know, if you're fighting and you're making $250,000, $300,000 a year fighting 3 or 4 times a year, like how are you going to replace that with like a regular job? Yeah, you're not. You don't have any skills.
Yeah.
Like all of your skills are in how to fuck people up.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? Are you going to teach? You can teach, maybe, especially if you're real technical.
Yeah, but that's not going to give you the same quality of life or like the, you know.
It could eventually. I mean, there's some guys that make a lot of money off of teaching.
Sure.
You know,
but it's kind of rare, though. I mean,
we have to be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be really good because
there's
there's
like be franchising.
There's a lot of demand. You know, like you could, if you're an Eddie Bravo, you can teach seminars and you have a bunch of affiliates in a bunch of schools.
Yeah,
like
but he's in the top, you know, 5%.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly. For most people, it's a grind.
Yeah.
And so,
I mean, I teach. I was telling Zach, like to me, jiu-jitsu is like a parasite, and it got in me, and now it's trying to find other hosts. Like I literally am just trying to share, but it's like jiu-jitsu's forcing me to share it, regurgitating it into some other host so that it can regurgitate itself into somebody else.
But it's a beneficial parasite. Don't you think that teaching helps your jiu-jitsu though?
A million percent.
Yeah.
Like I show all of my students all of my tricks so that when I try to use my tricks on them, it stops working.
Yeah.
And then I have to evolve the tricks or like create other little smoke screens and diversions to get to the spot that I need to get because they know.
Yeah.
And I like to, I'll show stuff that I don't normally do, but a majority of my curriculum is stuff that I do, that I know works, that I know all the ins and outs of. I know every little detail of how you get to the spot, like what you do if they do A, B, or C. And that's what I share. And as I do that, like I notice little techniques not working anymore.
Well, don't you think it's also as you explain the techniques to people, it tightens up your own understanding of the techniques?
Yeah,
and it makes you better at it?
1,000%.
Yeah.
Because you have to think of it, and it like a lot of times our movements are muscle memory, right? We don't really consciously think too much about it because we've done it 1,000 times. Where it's like I do this, then I do this, then I do that,
right?
And you don't think about it. But when you have to show somebody, you
Yeah.
have to think about all those things that you never think about. Help explain it to somebody who doesn't know what the fuck you're talking about,
Yeah.
and get them to grasp it.
I've seen that time and time again in jiu-jitsu where a guy's pretty good and he starts teaching, like coaching like beginners, one-on-one private lessons and stuff to make some extra money.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, he's a killer.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, I think that's a missing part of the key to development is teaching.
Yeah. I think I'm honestly surprised when others don't want to do the same. Like I never gatekeep techniques. Like if I see something that I think will work, like I honestly think I'm a much better coach than I am a jiu-jitsu practitioner. Like I'm horrible at competing. Like sometimes I just be like, okay, I'm just going to stay here until I kind of have a room to get out and I don't have to try too fucking hard. But I can see the game much better in my students. And like my gym, Steel MMA, is a little bit of like a ragtag sort of like Bad News Bears kind of gym because there's so many high level competitive gyms in San Diego.
Yeah.
But we go to all the local tournaments and we get on the podium.
That's cool.
You know, yeah.
That's very cool.
And we're not.
San Diego is a tough place for jiu-jitsu, dog.
Shit, yeah.
You got fucking Jocko's place down there. Barrett Yoshida's down there. How many people? It was Hoyler had a school down there?
Hoyler's
for a while.
still in San Diego.
He's still in San
Yep.
Diego.
He actually gave the guy who was the purple belt who threw me on my head that I was talking about earlier. He got his black belt from Hoyler.
Wow.
Atos is there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, what a hotbed of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, it's like little fucking Brazil.
Isn't that funny? Like California, especially like during the UFC's growing period, became one of the biggest hotbeds of jiu-jitsu in the world.
Yeah, they all went there.
They all went there because they could surf.
Yeah, you could surf.
Yeah.
It, like probably like climate-wise, fairly similar.
Fairly similar.
Yeah.
And then a ton of population to draw from to get students.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially in that LA area where it's like people were already kind of like into Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris and shit. Right? And then, you know, you see Hoist just fucking freak everybody out. Mm-hmm. I mean, I watched all those early fights as a kid. I had a friend's dad who like would always fucking get the pay-per-view.
That's another thing about Austin. We have so many jiu-jitsu gyms here now.
Yeah.
You know, Gordon has his place now. B-Team has their place. You've got Gracie Baja's here. You've got Shanji Ribeiro's here.
Yep.
Everybody's here. There's like so many different gyms here. There's multiple 10th Planets here. You know, there's Gabe just opened up a 10th Planet in Bastrop. There's a 10th Planet right down in this area. There's a 10th Planet. There's like 3 or 4 10th Planets.
Yeah.
I think there's at least 3.
And they're all packed, right?
Packed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's like there's so many people that are interested in it because, you know, it really does work. It really helps you. And not just works like as a martial art to learn how to defend yourself. It's a vehicle for understanding yourself better. It helps you in everything you do. As long as you just do it smart and don't get hurt.
Exactly. That's like me trying to get up when my neck was pinched. Like that was jujitsu.
Yeah.
Like I use it in so many aspects of my life. Like it's such a beautiful, weird little sport.
Yes, sir.
Lifestyle.
Mike Maxwell, I'm glad you came in.
Joe Rogan, thank you for having
you
me.
on, my brother. Tell everybody where they can find you online.
MikeMaxwellArt.com and all the social medias are at Mike Maxwell Art. My gallery in Santa Monica is BG Gallery, and I got a gallery out in New Orleans, Mortal Machine. You can find my stuff out there.
And is it all on Mike Maxwell Art? You can find
you can find all that stuff.
Okay, beautiful. All right, brother. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
My man. All right, bye, everybody.